I don't know what is wrong. I don't know what happened though. I think we should mix Yoruba and English. I think we should mix Yoruba and English together. I don't know why we got disconnected. I don't know why we got disconnected. I don't know why we got disconnected from that amazing. Yes, the network, that network needs to hear the voice of the Lord this morning. That network needs to hear the voice of the Lord this morning, because this show is about learning from each other and just letting our truth out there. This network needs to hear the voice of the Lord. Oh my God, she got me really, really, really emotional. Oh, she got me really emotional. Let me quickly put out the topic again so that we can get our next caller. And if she wants to join again, yes, she can join. So today's topic on set women free. Who was here when the lady called in? Who was here when the lady called in earlier? Ah, God. What makes a wife / mom tired and stressed? In the house. Who was here when the lady called earlier? Who was here? Who can relate? Please send a request. You can send a request to join. Oh my God, she got me really emotional. I was going to cry. Oh my God, I was going to cry when the lady was talking, because I could relate. Because I could relate to what she was saying. It's crazy. Being a mom, you can't. Send a request if you want to contribute. I'm so speechless right now. When the lady called earlier, she said a lot of things. And she mentioned that I called her a couple of weeks, I think last week, and that before I called her, she just dropped at first child. I think it should be about 4 or 5 year old, if I'm not mistaken. That she just dropped him at school, and she already have another baby. And that before I called her, she was crying in the car. Before I sent her a voice message, that she was crying. Why was she crying? It's because she's stressed. And she said the reason why she was stressed. She also said that now, especially people in abroad, there is no help. There is no housemaid. There is nobody. And why do we really need housemaid when we have husband? See, this show is not, I'm going to be mixing Yoruba and English, okay? So that, I don't know, I don't want us to be disconnected again. When we have husband, our husband is not, we are not trying to make our husband house help. Okay, why should we even think we are making them house help? And why should our husband think that we are trying to make them housemaid? Why should they think like that? Because we as the woman, we have the babies, we clean up the house, we do the cooking, we have a lot going on. Sometimes we work too. And when we ask our husband to please help us with one thing, or just hold the baby, let me rush to the store, they don't want to do it. Immediately they think that, oh, you're trying to use me, or you're trying to make me your houseboy. Why would you think like that as a man, as a husband, when we are supposed to be partner? And this baby that is holding me down is our baby, our child. So things like this stress us out. There is no help, nobody to help, nobody to talk to, nobody to relate with. Please, if you want to call to tell us, so like I said, today's topic is what makes you as a wife or what makes you as a mom tired and just stressed out in the house. What are those things? Because I know that men will join this show and they just need to learn that these are the things that really make us tired and stresses us out. Please, I'm a Yoruba woman. If my English is doing somehow, take it like that. Please, if you want to join the show, you can call in. Let us talk about these things. And after talking about it, we need to just also, teach ourselves how to deal with it. If you already have it like under control, you already know how you're managing it, tell us how you're doing it so that other people can learn. And the next woman will not get depressed or have high blood pressure because of that. If you already know how to figure it out, or if you're already figuring it out, please call in and tell us how you're doing it so that we can learn from you. A lot of women need help. They need help because won't drive one crazy. So they need help. And I started this show because I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot from different women. Women are tired. Women are stressed. If I call you my husband, it's because before I could even say yes to you, it's because I chose to. You can't have your kids by yourself. You need a woman. And if you know that you don't want to be a partner to your wife, you should not just marry her. Just let her be your girlfriend and let there be some kind of agreement. This is my own opinion. If I'm wrong, please, you can ask to call in. You can request to call in and you can join the show and then give us your own view. So if you as a man, you're not ready to be a partner. Partner means that we should work hand in hand. I feel like that is what partner means. And as a couple, we should be able to help each other. And I know that most women support their husbands a lot. But men, they don't. Some men can't even lay their own bed. I said it earlier. Some men will cook and make a mess in the kitchen. Cook it, they don't even know how to cook. And the lady that called earlier said something again that really touched me. Is that why would you think that it's my responsibility to take care of the kids, clean the house, and still have all these things going on in my head without no help? And she also said something that now she needs to go to the store to buy things in the house. And that she have 2 kids. She's already thinking of how to put those kids in the car seats. And it's kind of raining. There is no help. Where is her husband? Why can't her husband say, oh, babe, you know what, don't worry. Just send me the list of the things we need in the house and I will buy it. Why can't her husband say that, babe, don't worry. Let me get back home. I will stay with the kids and then you go to the store. Why? Why does men think that it's her responsibility, she should be able to handle it? Why? It's too much. I feel like it's too much. But if you disagree, you can call in and join the show. You can call in because it's crazy. It's driving a lot of people crazy. Another woman mentioned earlier, she said that one of the things that get her upset and that stresses her out is the fact that she said what stresses her out is that when her husband thinks that she should know what they should eat or something. She said something like that. She said when she asked her husband that what are we having for breakfast, and her husband will give her some type of look like, you should know. Do you think that question is too much from a wife to her husband? Why do men expect women to know everything? What is the big deal if I ask my husband, babe, what are we having this morning? What do you think we should have? Some men will tell you, oh, you should be able to figure it out. The lady that said something earlier, she said it stresses her out if her husband thinks that she should know and have everything under control. And she also said something that her mother-in-law, that every time she's a new mom, she said her mother-in-law expects her to take care of her child some type of way, and that she sees fault and problem in every way she tried to take care of her own child. In that case, what do you think she should do? Things like that is stressing her out. And she's a new mom. She's getting stressed out already. She's getting stressed out already. And in that case, what do you think she should do? Please share this show. Call in if you want to add something. If you are a man and you want to call in, you can call in. And then it's okay for you to be on this show so that you can hear the things that actually stress all these women out, that stress us out as a mom, as a wife. And I mentioned something that some of the things that stresses me out is that when I cook, I clean up after myself. But when my kids cook, they make a mess. I mean, to them, they try to clean, but they still make a mess. And when I get to the kitchen and I see all this mess, I get really upset. I get mad immediately. I just get angry immediately. I just want to, you will see it in my face that I'm tired, and I'm just tired. That why would you do this? Why can't you clean after yourself? Why can't you do this? That alone stresses me out. And why is it that some men, most of our husbands, they don't lay their own bed before they go to bed. And when they get up, they just get up without even setting up the pillow. Talk less of laying the whole bed. It's not as if they clean the house. It's not as if most times they cook for themselves. No. Please, if you want to call in, if you want to join the show, if you have if you know that there is something that stresses you out or just gets you tired in the house as a mom or as a woman, you can request to join on the show, and I will add you to the live video. And if you have any question, you can let me know. I'm sorry, somebody is asking me. So if the person that called earlier wants to join the show again, that's fine. You can request and I will call you, and I'll call you back. And I'm sure a lot of women could relate to what you said the other time. And I could relate too. So what are you going to do? Can you call back and tell us what you're going to do, and how do you intend to take care of the kids so that you can I don't know. So you will first put the kids in the car seats and then take them to the store with you. It's a lot of work. So I have a question for you if you're still there. Can't you just wait? Can't you just wait for your husband to get back from work and then let him stay with the kids so that you can go to the store? Or you just send him the list of the things you need? Can you do that? Can you wait for your husband to get back from work and then let him stay with the kids, and you can have your own time at the store? Because taking two little kids to the store can be very stressful, and your husband is in town. So I know that can be very stressful. Yes, the question is for you, Ma. If you want to call back in, let me know, because I'm concerned. I know that for me, when I had my baby, I know I have two a little bit older kids, but there is no way I could have left my baby with my other kids without my husband being at home with them. So in my own case, I won't go to the store until my husband is around, and he will not even let me take the kids to the store. He will tell me to wait, let him get back. That is for me. He would not let me go, and I will not even go. Partner Lakpirawa, I will not go. I will wait for you to get back, because whatever I'm going to buy in the store, go back.
Actually, your question is the fact that my husband is a medical student, so most of the time he's not always home. So when he's done in school, like I think he finishes from school around 4 or 5 p.m. and from there he just proceeded to the library. So usually he comes home like 10, 11 p.m. Is that crazy? And on the days when he's home, the reason why I don't really like asking him to go is the fact that, okay, let's just put it this way. Like I do keto. So the things I eat is way different from the things I make for them. I might just decide to make them plantain and beans. I don't eat it because I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to maintain my shape and all that. So my food are usually very different. Somebody who finds
it can stay with the kids while you go to the store.
Well, I do that, but that's not rampant. Like I said, he's in school, but the sacrifice is for me. Like the sacrifice weighs on my shoulder more because it's not usually home. So it's just a lot to take in. So most time what I do is my mom is in the US, but most time I don't have my mom to myself because I literally share my mom with my brother's wife. So most time if I feel like, okay, I just want to get busy this weekend, I just go bring my mom maybe on Thursday or Friday. I bring her to my house and that way it helps me. But I feel like these men are so used to their ways that maybe they do that deliberately. If you ask them to go to the store, they just mess up the things you want to buy. Hey,
they should not even go to the store. They should not even go to the store. You know what I think is that for me, if I ask my husband to go to the store, my husband has been going to Walmart since we've been to America. He still doesn't know where milk is. He still doesn't know where bread is.
Bless your heart. There was a day I went to Walmart with my husband and it was like, kò sí kíni kan náà. It was like, kò sí wọn ni mo ní wọn máa ní. Tó bá jẹ́ Nido milk tá máa ń lò is usually in aisle 13. Ibi táwọn Latino stuff yẹn máa ń wà ló máa wà. It was like, and we got them like, ẹ̀wọ̀n kan tẹ́sọ pé kò sí. Èmi ò rí ní èlé rí because any partial blindness. Ojú ń dùn wọ́n láti inú oyún ni.
Let me tell you what I think. It's because their mind is so settled that I have a wife that will do it.
That will handle.
And it's not supposed to. I downloaded it for my husband. He doesn't know how to navigate through it, and that is not fair.
And me, I think those things has really helped me in some aspect, but it does more harm than good. Like me, I've become so independent to the point that, I'm so independent to the point whereby now I'm beginning to find it difficult to ask for help, and it's not meant to be. I'm not wired. I wasn't wired like that. I wasn't made like that. But because you constantly, you understand, you are so used to doing things yourself, and okay, just do this. And these are the things that it makes you, as a motherhood, makes you do things on autopilot. And autopilot is a situation whereby, okay, let's say you're going out. Okay, want to call you, or the one bathroom, wash up. Now you are autopilot means you are doing something unconsciously, but because you are used to it, you are doing it without putting your brain. So I was going to my friend's party. She birthday. So he invited me, and that was last month. So do you know I was multi-park. Guess what? Party to Ekin was sneakers lo. And I was like, Fati, show me you man normal. I was so livid. And the reason is because moto me extra batasibe. So I had some things in my car. But on this very day, my husband had taken my car to the mechanic to fix it. So moto titi ene mogbe. So moti de we kin to ri pe bata ese meji ti mo ma wo my flip flop. Flip flop here go call mo ti wo meji. I wore one black, I wore one pink.
Okay, I have a question, and this question is not for you alone. The question is for whoever is there. You could be a man. If you are a man, or if you are a woman, if you can hear me. The question is that in that case, because it's part of the reason why I decided to start this show. You are my husband. It means that you are my partner. And I always say this, for me to agree to be your wife is by choice. Right? Now, my question is that, is it compulsory, or must it be that me as a wife and as a mom, I have to do all of these things alone? Is it that me as a wife and as a mom that I have to always go to the grocery store to buy things all the time? And do I have to go with the kids? Because even if my husband is going to school, my husband have to go to work. Because excuse for man for bill. Yes, you have to pay bill. That one is compulsory. That one I think is not even topic so when it comes to husband and wife. That one is compulsory. You have to do it. Those are your responsibilities. You have to do it. Don't even mention it. But when I'm telling you that I need to go to the store, stay with the babies, or stay with the baby, let me go and come back. Or can't even my husband tell me, oh babe, don't worry, I will stay with the kids while you go to the store real quick. Even if you have to go to work that day, can't we as couple, can't we work it out and know when? And you know what I mean?
I feel like the problem, like I said, it stems from our previous generation, and it's gonna take a lot of unlearning, relearning to do. And our mothers, I feel like our mothers got it wrong. Generation wide, we should not leave any stone unturned. And now let's start. What is marriage? Most people are just in marriage. Most people don't know the meaning of marriage. Most people to get the wrong be definition to people. And marriage is, to me, when I see, I feel like this is no offense on anyone, but when I see young ladies in their 20s, don't for marriage be oxygen to breathing, it makes me feel like, is that a life that you have now that sucks, that you feel like is a man that's gonna make it better? So most of them to get it wrong, so they end up desperate. There are some questions where you can be right even before marriage. Ibe loro or house chores or you come a factor. Sorry, no, I made that mistake because I didn't know better. I married 5 years ago. Can you 5 years ago? I'm telling you, I will do better because there are some questions that my trash right then and there. Most of these things, I'm telling you, they are deeply rooted in tradition. In fact, our religion doesn't even. I don't really know much about Christianity. Even the Quran, even the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he helps his wife. He's hands-on, a world prophet of Allah. He helps his wife. The prophet had to bury by Yahweh. Can our men do it? Can our men do it? And now when we fight,
they want too much from us. They want us to do everything. They want us to be a superwoman. We are fighting
for our right. They gaslight us by telling us, feminist. No. Feminism, fuck it. You're making money, I make money too. So these things, what I'm trying to say in essence is these things we discuss it from the beginning. I'm telling you, when it sees a woman, the only thing is sees vagina and baby making machine. They don't see a woman beyond that. I'm telling you. Those mentality are not putting it anymore. Only glorified housemaid and the vagina to fall back on at night when they are horny. It shouldn't be. There will always be resentment. Because sometimes the AC will be on and I will be sweating. You know what they would be me. And my husband is trying to make working in low Instagram. It might be funny, but I won't even laugh. I'm just gonna be like, oh, really making it funny. Social media. That resentment will always be there. So we need to ask ourselves, what is your role? What is my role? Are you playing a role? Am I playing my role? Are you really playing your role adequately? And now, like I said, I'm not saying no. And let me tell you, we enable this man. I'm not making much. I do it. I enable my husband. Like I enable my husband a lot to the point where by Ibatimo Ripe and why I saw you shit me. No more carry me 35 the moment brain. There's something needs to be done. If not, okay, Emu 75 years old, daddy can move about 75 years old. Baba she my gallant. Baba Bama from Baba ma fun loyun. Bawo yawa mati woni ton. It's too much.
Our generation, we are like, that's why we're having this show. We're speaking out for ourselves.
Exactly. So generation, we have to be really intentional. But because they've been accustomed to believe success, they don't really come together. Okay, I just finished reading a book yesterday. Let me show you, because I love to read a lot. So I just finished reading this book yesterday. Where is this book? Okay. I just finished reading this book yesterday. I finished reading the book and I cried. I was like, as in this book, really, Jackie Mobi, how patriarchy has really affected us, especially in Africa. The joys of one motherhood. At the end of the day, Utuwa raise our meji. Economic scholarship in the US, economic scholarship in Canada, who eventually said Betitin. I don't know if anybody has read this book. Ó padà kú sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ títì cheaply nínú yàrá kan tó wà táwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ó bímọ mẹ́sàn-án fọ́kùn ẹ̀, she lost 2 nínú yàrá kan tó gbé ọkọ ẹ̀ fi cotton sí ó demarcate ó tún gbéyàwó kejì sí. So when he's making love to the other wife, she hears it. No woman should go through all that pain. These things are culture and it's been from gender. We have to be intentional. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti bí pé you even have parents. Ọ̀rẹ́ obìnrin bí ẹni pé ẹ máa rí tíyá mi màmá sọ fún ọmọkùnrin o lè ṣe nǹkan tó bìnrin ṣe. What is obìnrin meaning pé low life kọ́ nìyẹn. So our parents worry about people. We are just practically in this world. Be a good girl, marry a good husband, be a good children. Mi ro pori wa mo. So kini yẹn from our own parent is silently is passing down generation, and our men, they don't see us any less.
And I think that is why generation when we try to talk and when we correct our husband, they see it as an offense. Bien and control more. Because onti wa use more, baba will help you. And when you ask your husband for help, you will think that, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to make me your slave? Am I supposed to do this? Okay, I have a question, because somebody also said this to me, that sometimes don't abandon no kitchen and it's time to set the table. And that was the day she told her husband that, Baba, can you come please? He heard and he didn't do anything. And that the lady now said she later put all of the food and put it on the dining table. While they were eating, she asked her husband that, why and you didn't help me? And then the husband said, is that my job? Am I supposed to do that for you? Our men need to know that this thing, I said it before, we are partners. Especially when you get married to your wife, it's okay for her to go up and down and then you help each other. Some men actually help at that time, because I feel like they know that but as soon as they believe in their head that after one. And I know that a lot of women get depressed just because of that. So how can we help ourselves to not even think of all these things or to ignore all these things? Because even with the fact that we do a lot in the house, some of our husbands don't even know, and they don't even support. They don't even appreciate it. I feel like we need some kind of appreciation. I need you to tell me all the time that, babe, you are trying. And when I tell you that, Baba, can you please, can you do this? Do it. Somebody said earlier, before you called off earlier, somebody said they can't even take the trash out.
They can't at all. I think one of the things that we need to learn as a woman is confrontation. I didn't say confrontation. I said confrontation. Confrontation is me saying, already, as in that communication, there's already a glitch in that communication. So there's a 80% likelihood that the person you are trying to tell somebody, and you're not more defensive, but confrontation is a situation whereby you trash things on the table, but in a very careful way, and you still care for that person. It's not me versus you, it's us versus this problem. So it starts from, okay, dear, this is what I go through. Like I said, Like I said, when it comes to house chores and everything, but when my husband is home, I'm so used to still doing it myself. They became me. So this is, I feel like these are one of the solutions to it. We cannot be superwoman. Then you cannot do it. So you have to delegate the ones that are delegatable.
Request to join the show if you want to. If you have your own opinion and if you have something to say. This show is to learn from each other. Please, you can request to join the show.
Delegate. And that's one thing about we women. We like to act like we have everything all together. No, I have my problem together. No, I don't have it together. Nobody has it together. So I think number one solution, number one thing that I feel like we can do is confrontation. Let the person you are in business or social media hide my identity. I'm not happy. My husband doesn't help me in the kitchen. He doesn't help me sweep. And he doesn't know. Because the work already practically built this thing in himself. So you have to learn the communication. Hello dear. Hello darling. This is how I feel. I know. And
when you are tired and you deny them, shocky, they start complaining. Because, and it's the truth. It's the truth. Okay, what's in that wrong? See, believe me, because I'm the wife and I'm at home and I'm home with the kids.
This Square 2020 said some husband wants you to pay some part of the bill. So that's the thing. But we just leave it for behind the gram. And it's true. Do we really leave them to do all these things? But it's really hard for me to see a woman take everything up, especially in this diaspora. So do you really know your role as a husband? Do I really know my role as a wife? So it starts with confrontation. Let that person know. Then delegate what you can delegate. Then you have to learn to look away. Because it's Shelley Okinto. You have to learn to look away. Yes. Like tell it, vacuum, I can do it more than 10 times, more than 3 times a day. Just so that there was a time I just gave back to my second baby. So Kimi, and in fact, if you see their house in Frisco, and all that. So when it came, it was like, oh madam, Shani house is very neat, is very that. I got carried away with that accolade and praises. I wanted to do more. But the girl is good. I stopped doing that. Because I cannot be doing it for the accolade. It triggers my anxiety. And it wouldn't even make me, be productive in my own choosing field. Like me, I like to read a lot. One page came 20 times. That's when I know over stress around me. I'm losing weight. These are the weight in my film. I'm doing keto, but only I'm eating healthy. I'm working out, but more than BC. It doesn't work because the stress is just too much.
It's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
Stress hormone is already in my body.
And almost a lot of obìnrin don't go through cotton soil. And that is why this show is, and that is what this show is all about. Let us talk about this thing that is stressing us out, that is just driving us crazy. Sometimes when you don't talk about your problems and when we don't share, because we don't share our experiences, we don't tell our stories, and that is why a lot of women die of depression. I lost my cousin at age 35 a couple of months ago. She left behind 2 kids. I think her first child should be maybe 12 or I think 12 or less. And the second one is about 10-year-old. So the same man you've been complaining about has been sleeping around. I can tell you that some of the reason why she died was because she was depressed. And I feel like she's part of those women that comes out and pretend like everything is fine.
Wow.
And that is why I decided to start this show. We just need to talk about these things. Because the more you say it out, the more you feel good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a form of therapy. Venting and talking about your challenge is a form of therapy. There was a time I was talking to a therapist like that, and what she told me after talking to her, and she was like, Fatima, how do you feel? I said, I feel better. She said, yeah, that's how you know you're in therapy. Sometimes there are some things that are heavily, that are weighing you down heavily. As soon as you put them out, you feel better. It's therapy. You definitely feel better. It might not be solved at that moment, but at least you feel better. Half of that problem is solved. Reason why they say a problem I've shared or something is I've solved, blah blah blah. But that's it. We cannot keep keeping this thing behind, we cannot keep concealing this fact. And these are one of the things that's not good. They try to make it seem like, oh, as a woman, you shouldn't be found complaining, you shouldn't be found venting. No,
hey, I cannot complain again as a woman.
Yeah, because
if you want to join the show, you can call in and I will add you.
We women grow up to learn from our parents that it's good to hide our emotions. That's why we hide our emotions a lot. It takes somebody who is intentional and has really done a lot of work on he or herself. Our parents practically want us to conceal our emotion, hide the way we feel. Kamashia Benny, but it's hard. It's hard as hell. It's hard.
But why can't our husbands help us with the baby? How can they help with the baby? How can our husband help with the baby? Like that, my mom is not here. I don't have a family here, and the friends that I have to work and pay their bills too. You are my husband. You want no money. How can my husband help me with the baby? Because the baby alone, go man driving, you're crazy.
Parenting doesn't come with a manual. When I was growing up, or before I had my children, nobody gave me a hand on Pefatio, Makakiniyo, this is how to deal with your children. Nobody gave me that book. I learned hands-on. I learned as we were going, because each child is unique. Each pregnancy is even unique. Some people might loan you by, they will grow from beginning to 18, but loan you to are mentally developed. Because I usually have hyperemesis gravidarum. I battled with severe.
But can our husband help with the baby?
They should help, because nobody taught me how to be a mom. So they should learn too. They should learn. They should, of course. Who says a man can put on the diaper? Oh, look at Gordon Ramsay. He should, to them, but he's one of the world's greatest chefs.
What's it? Mistake our baby. See, sorry. Please, parenting should be intentional for both parents. Dad and mom have to be involved. That is why we start. Let me just. I feel like I should pin this comment. That is why. You see, that is why we started this show. We need to talk about all of these things. But my question again is that, and you said it, a lot of obìnrin, because we're trying to be a good wife and we're trying to be a good mom, and I'm trying to be a good girl. We don't even ask for help. Oh no, mama kunyobai, and your baby is not sleeping at the time. We can't even tell our husband, babe, please watch the baby, let me sleep. Why? Because we feel that okay, now let me give you an instance. So this is me now. I just have a baby, or my baby is like 3 months, and Orukumi, even though I slept all night, I can be tired and I just need a nap, and my husband is home. Can't I tell I tell my husband, like, babe, please, I want to move a lot soon, dear, watch the baby. And in the case my husband tell me, no, shema losu, what baby segbe now, what dem asu. Am I supposed to just leave it like that? Can't I confront him? Can't I ask him, you know what, stay with the baby? If you cannot stay with the baby, that's your problem. I'm going to sleep.
Okay, let me put it this way. Why are we in marriage? If your emotional, physical, and your well-being if it's being tampered with, or if you are not getting help, then it's time to bring it on the table. Why are we in this marriage? It's time to ask yourself the bigger question. Why are we in this marriage? Yeah. But this is the truth that most women don't want to face, because they don't want, she would rather die than not be referred to as Mrs. Lagbaja. She would rather pick death. So when some things are not in your marriage should provide you emotional stability. Your marriage should provide you that we cannot be fulfilled 100%. 100% fulfillment is with God. But with ourselves, we should attain to reach like 70, 80. If you cannot meet me at my point of needs, like me, I noticed one thing when I had my first child and the second one. Like the first few hours after having my baby, there's something called baby blues. I will start feeling so emotional. Little things makes me cry. I will be so edgy. You know, postpartum depression sort of. So if I'm going through that emotional turmoil inside of me, having battered a baby, I said something the other time. After having a terrible pregnancy for 9 months, I just had the baby. The baby won't let me sleep at night, and here I have a partner who feels like it's still my job to do. Then it's time to talk about why am I in this marriage?
Why am I in this marriage? That's the truth.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
Why am I in this marriage? Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? If my marriage cannot provide me that stability that I need, I better, Mama, if you threaten you, do you want to go back to our father's house? Yes, my father's house is sweet.
Hey,
in the middle of the night.
If I'm still with you, people will feel like, okay, I have a husband. And
exactly.
I'm with you, I will still take care of you. I will do the cooking. And you will still, and I will still have to take care of the kids. How do you want to help? And somebody said something to me that her husband is always complaining about her, complaining that, but I'm paying bills. And that she actually pay bills too. And that, but whenever she says that, but I pay bills too. Are we not supposed to talk? Because
that's for mothers. That's the work of our past generation. There are some things that they do that I'm not gonna. It's very archaic and it doesn't make sense to me, and it will never make sense to me. Call it feminism, call it call it work on their marriage. Whatever you want to say, that's your problem.
What is it
you say, but the thing is, if a man could look into my face and say, Musobi, please, why tell some bills? There are some things that we need to put.
Why do you even get married in the first place? Why do you get married to this woman in the first place?
Exactly.
Because Obirin, she's doing good on her own. But
Shop by Kemi said a lot of us are tired. We are really tired. We are tired. We are really tired, and we need to voice out.
And divorce is not the option, because this thing can be talked about. We can actually talk about it, and it's just for these men to just make amends. It's for them to make and I don't blame some women. I don't blame some women that just want to. You know, there was a time I was saying this to a friend. One of my friends, we were braiding together, and then she know me as somebody that is always playful and happy, and you know. And that day she was just looking at me and she said to me, she said, "What happened to you today? Why are you so moody?" And I said, because I've been thinking that, what is marriage? Why am I here? And that I'm just thinking that, why am I here? What is going on? What is marriage? Because I don't seem to get anything from it. I said, look at me. I'm here. I'm walking. We're actually braiding. I will stand for hours braiding. And when I'm done, I will still need to go to the kitchen and cook something. Even though, yes, my husband can make eba. He can make pounded yam. He can. But what if at that point, so after all this work, and I will still go upstairs and cook and take care of the kids. So why am I married? What am I getting in return? So you're married because you can have kids, and then you have kids for this man, and then you pay bills too, and then he's not even helping you. Sometimes all we ask for is help. And that is why we decided to start this show, because some women are in the house right now as we speak, taking care of their baby. Their husband is not home, watching baby, and in her head, let me go and cook for him.
That's why I said some men, they won't just tell you. When they look at women, the only thing they see is just a free vagina, a glorified maid, and the baby making machine and the house help. That's what they see. but they're not gonna come here and tell you that. So men need to be intentional. The thing they vow, there are some that they don't want to become, but they don't know they are becoming that monsters day by day. They are becoming it. So I think number one, see, I noticed some of my sisters just joined this group now, and they are single ladies. Please, before you tie that knot with that man, before you go down the aisle with that man, there are some questions that you need to put on the table. There are a lot of questions you need to ask. The things to legba, you need to put everything out there. Negotiable, non-negotiable. You need to state your non-negotiables.
But if you want to call in, send a request. If you want to join the show, you can send a request. If you send request, I will see it and I will add you.
You need to let your man know your negotiables and non-negotiables, because this is where the problem stems from. And will bring me. You be tell mama what marry. They don't even know the sacrifice that they're about to put their head into. And that won't they are not helping matters. Talk to bring back a wedding. And what advice how to keep your man. Our parent advice how to be a good woman. The society will tell you how to be a good mom. How many times have these men been called into the room? This is how to be a man. They don't even have the timetable of what to do in the marriage.
They just go to bed and wake up and prepare their breakfast.
Make babies, stretch their legs, they are glorified maid. That's what they do. So if you're single, you still have that opportunity to put everything out there. Your negotiables are non-negotiables. Okay, dear. Taba marry, shamani laundry, shamashe buying,
and those things are not big deal. Because some people will make it look as if kilo share you are doing too much. But these are the things that can keep me healthy for you. Because if I'm sick or if anything happens to me, it will affect you too.
That's it. There are some things you need to, and now even if you're married, there has to be confrontation, not confrontation. And no, we need to, we women too, we need to work on our communication skills. But sometimes our communication so we need to work on it, and we should be ready to help each other. If you have friends around, stop forming for your friend.
Hey, stop doing as if everything is fine.
Stop
pretending. We all know.
Ask yourself, your dead friend or your dead cousin or your dead family, when was the last time? When was the last time? Yeah, for Christians, for Muslim, the cousin when? Life continues.
Yes.
Continue. Why do we need to keep
I was saying that somebody close to me passed on a couple of months ago. After a while, after maybe a month, I heard that her husband brought in another female. When they saw when somebody saw that, they now asked him, what is going on here? He had to lie. He said no, that she's like a younger sister, that she's only helping with the kids. Apparently, girlfriend was the same lady he brought home just a month after his wife passed. And that is the reason why I decided to start this show, because I know, and from experience, I know that a lot of women are going through a lot. I know that a lot of us are going through depression. I know that a lot of us are stressed out. And then the only reason, the number one step to take is by speaking out. Say these things. Let other women tell you that, oh, it's not like, oh, you are not the only one going through this. This happened to me also. Even hearing that from another woman alone makes a lot of difference. I'm a hairstylist and a makeup artist. Most times when I work on my brides, I just tell them, be patient and, just try to make yourself happy. At the end of the day, being happy means a lot. When you're happy, oh, because what about happy or you need depression. But when you're thinking about this and thinking about this, and then you know that you have a partner.
Real Talk with Bumi wants to contribute. Maybe she wants to come live. I don't know how, if you can add her or something.
I don't know. Let me see.
My
if
break
you want
is
to join the show, please send a request, and then I will add you to the show. Please, this show is to help each other. Let us just say the things that is stressing us out as a mom, as a woman. We know we're going through a lot, and then it's just to teach ourselves how to hold our marriage also. Because sometimes when we are stressed out, we just want divorce. And when we are hungry, we just feel like, okay, I have a husband and he's not helping me. So Kiwani, why am I here? Then I need a divorce. Because that's always the next thing. Now, let me give you a very good example. I had a client, she's an American. I had a client last week. And then we were just talking. She advised me a lot already. Sis me.
Hello, Ma.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining.
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear me?
Me, going you.
Hey, Bommy. Share Bommy, bye.
Let me step out a little bit.
Okay.
You're going, but I don't want to shout. Sorry, no one break. So I'm sorry, one journey.
Okay. Okay, but others can hear you. But that's okay.
Let me remove it from Bluetooth. Hold on. Let me remove it from Bluetooth. I can't hear you. All right, I took it off Bluetooth.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, okay. It was in my Bluetooth, but I don't have it with me.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yes, okay. So I'm really enjoying this discussion. You know, I'm at work, but it's during my break time. Okay. Yes. Let me quickly contribute because I have like 5 minutes for my break to be over.
Okay, please.
So I really enjoyed my sister that has been talking, you know. But one thing, that's in the thing, as women, I hope you can hear me because I'm outside like the cars.
Yes, I hear you clearly.
Sometimes women will need to know. We need to know how to ask. I hope my mouth is not messy. I was eating and listening to you guys.
Oh, you are fine.
All right. Very okay. We need to know how to ask. If I mean, women, we are doing like superwomen. We are doing like we know how to do it all. Like we can get it together. And we are expecting that these men should use their own initiative to help. You know, I mean, men should also be intentional and use their initiative, but if they are not, then you need to know how to ask for help as a woman. You need to know what to tell your husband to do, like, okay, please do this, or have like a schedule. Okay, tell me about you know, you need to just come up with something. Then one thing that we use nagging, sometimes we make mistake. We are nagging but not asking. Let me use my own personal example. I was still laughing at myself. Okay, Molora Christmas decorations, you know, because the children wanted us to do some decors and everything. So I bought them and they were inside their boxes for like some days. So, money, this, you know, I was not telling my husband, money, this thing is not set up yet. And you can't even help me set it up. I don't know you want to set it up now. Oh, be me now. But me, I'm trying to think that, okay, boy, it's in the box. You should have seen it and, you know, start the stuff up, you know. So, I thought about it myself. Money, okay, Bumi, you are using style to want to nag this man to help you, but you're not actually asking. You're not even saying, okay, please, please help me put them together. You know, so sometimes we go out correcting, okay, I didn't ask him to do it for me, you know, but I'm thinking, okay, so he's already in the box, he's in the house, he will just do it.
Because our men don't even want to do anything. So if you don't ask them, they will just sit back.
Right. So one, okay, mobile fix it, and he did it for me. But you know, my error there was I'm assuming that he should just do it. I'm not asking him that, okay, please, that's just like a little example, but honestly, most women always do that in major. I mean, that one is it's just Christmas decoration. That one is my husband, you know, personally, I thank God for him. We are both like actively parenting, like he's involved in everything with the children, with the home. In fact, he can even claim better than me. Like he can do all of those things. I thank God. But women, if your husband is not a man that will do that with their own initiative, then you need to be able to ask. And when we are asking, let's ask right. Don't nag a man to ask him. Don't nag the man to ask, but ask him in a very nice way that, okay, please, I would need help here. Or can you do this? You know.
I have a question. I have a question. If you're busy and your husband went to pick the kids at school, when your husband get back, are you supposed to say thank you?
If he goes to, I mean, for me personally, I don't think it's something that has to, I don't think it's something I have to say thank you to because it's like our parenting job. But honestly, if that is what would motivate your husband, if thank you would motivate him, someone like my husband would always say like, you didn't even say thank you for this. You didn't say thank you for that. And I'll be like, I didn't know I have to say thank you now. I didn't know I have to say thank you now, you know. So if you notice something, there's something they call love language. And people that always talk about it, they divide it to five different groups. Some people are big on gifts. Some people are words of affirmation. Some people are words of, you know, thank you, stuff like that. You need to know what your husband loves. My husband is big on thank you. Like, so now that I know, my husband is big on, like, he loves that. He loves that. And, thank you. But, should I have said thank you for that? But I know that it's big on. So if your husband is big on thank you, what does it take you to say, oh, thank you? If that is what he wants, like if
my husband is big on thank you, I will Mafi, thank you, Pani. I will be saying thank
so
you.
Understand what your husband is big on and then do it. My husband loves that thank you thing. He loves it. Like it shows that you see what he's doing. You appreciate.
Please, ma, before you go, I have a question, ma. Please, before you go,
yes,
I know somebody. She just had a baby, and her baby is like, I think 2 months, and her husband is already telling her, "You just sit at home," and you know, during the day she doesn't get to sleep.
Somebody said, I don't understand when you speak. I think it's when you speak Yoruba. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry.
Yes, that's okay. So my question is that I have somebody that just had a baby, and after like a month or 2 months, her husband is already nagging that you just sit down in the house saying you are taking care of the baby. You need to get a job or a work from home job. Do you think that is right? How do you think a woman should tackle that? How do you think she should, you know, talk to her husband, or what do you think she should do in that case? I have like 2 people that is going through this thing.
Wow. I mean, that means that man obviously does not understand what is involved to take care of a baby. First of all, you are struggling to take care of your own self as the provider for the baby, and you are still taking care of another human being. So that kind of a man does not even know what it is. I think it's just that it's hard to switch roles. I would have said switch role with your husband. Let your husband for one day do everything you're doing. Let the man for one day be the one to provide for the food. It's just that the man cannot breastfeed. That's the only thing. So, I mean, that kind of man definitely does not appreciate what it is that you're doing in the house. So maybe whatever it is that woman is doing, withdraw that in for a day or two and let the man see the difference. Like if you kind of take care of the child, clean around the house, maybe just don't do what you're doing.
Don't even lay the bed. Let him get back home.
Don't even do nothing. Like let the man see the gap. Let him see what you're doing. So maybe you'll be able to appreciate it because he doesn't get it. Like everything is all together. Everything is like, it's like the woman is all put together. So he doesn't understand what it takes to get to that point.
That technique you just spoke about, and it really works for me.
Honestly, I
love when people, I love sweet talking. I love when people appreciate the little thing I do. That's the reason why when you do something very little, I can appreciate forever. So
right.
Some of our husbands don't understand that little
exactly.
thing.
I'm a kind of person that even my mom, sometimes when I just bring my mom around, YouTube, and I take care of tidy everything. That should do. And even my mom would be like,
I know.
And it makes me, it energizes me. Oh, mother benefit, energy drink me when she says that to me. So I expect it
from my husband.
Really frustrating.
Ma'am, please, Miss Bumi, please, I have a question for you because I know you don't have enough time. I know that some men are watching right now, and like the main thing is that these things stress us out. Taking care of
Right.
kids and doing all of these things, and we still have to work. But some men don't understand that even working, supporting,
Right.
paying bills is not part of our job. Because I was
Right.
just in my family, in my parents' house before you say, okay, I want to take your responsibility. So when you're
Right.
doing it, I appreciate you. Thank you, my husband. God bless you. You're taking care of me. I take care of the kids. But the fact that I have to take care of the kids and I have to go to work and you still come back and
And
want to
come
do
back.
this shop for me.
Full-time job on its own.
How do you
Full-time job.
how can you help us? So what can we just
A simple
a
way.
simple advice for our men that are
Mhm.
watching right now?
So me, my own thing is, if you are a man and you are not paying 100% of the bill, you are not the one paying every 100% of the bill. That means everything in the house. Oh my God, my phone is almost dead. Hey, Jesus, everything in the house, you have to partake in it. Like, the only man that can say, okay, my wife is an housewife is the person that is paying 100% of the bill. Now you want your wife to do everything in the house because you don't, you bring all the money in. But if you are co-sharing everything with your wife, if you are co-sharing, you have to participate in, or even you have to wash plates, you have to do things together, you have to do everything together. Anyway, let me go. My phone is
Thank
almost dead. Oh my God.
you. I love that.
All
I love you. I miss
right.
you. Thank you, Ma.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Join
Oh
in.
my God. Oh my God. You see,
This is a lot. I'm telling
we
you,
are
it's just
all
a
in the
lot.
same struggle. We are all in the same struggle. And that is why, and I will repeat this, that is why I thought of starting this show. Divorce is not always an answer. Divorce is not an answer. We need to just now, we just learned from her. She literally just taught
Because
us how she's been handling it. And I'm sure that a lot of people have picked one thing or another. I have picked. Now I know how to handle my husband now. You know what I mean? How to ask for help and how to praise him. Maybe if I start praising him, he will do more. You know, if that is what it takes. Sometimes praising your husband too much might lead you to bed, because at the end of the day, some men will tell you, this one you are praising me like this, you need something.
you know,
You know.
we need to talk. One thing, we women, we shouldn't just talk. We should learn how to talk. There are very different ways to talk.
Please,
I'll be
if you
me.
want to join the show, join the show. Let us say your own story. Tell us how you are managing it. What are you struggling with?
Some women's tongue is just like bullets. I'm telling you. We all come out to talk about the things women go through, but we hardly talk about the things men go through. They go through things as well. But because they've been brought up to conceal their emotions, they've been brought up to man up. Any man that complains, they see him like a weakling. There are some women, we should also talk to our gender. There are some women, so such women, imagine you want to request the help of your husband for something. You are already saying, you are already castigating everything about him. Are you the first person to do this? Are you the first person to pay bills?
You know, no. Sis, please. Sometimes all these things we're talking about, if a man is not helping, and I'm doing all of these things, and I still meet up to cook and take care of the house, and you don't appreciate me, and you still talk to me and just ask for your food as if like I'm a magician, that alone gets women hungry. It messes with our brain and makes us really aggressive. So if some women are aggressive like that, see, if you are one of those, please call in.
That's very right. And that's one thing. You have to exhaust all possible options before going the aggressive. You have to explore every sensible option before you go the other way. So before you begin to be aggressive, before you say a lot of shit, you first have to take it from the soft side. Okay, so and so. This is what you've been doing that I do not appreciate. I am not a maid. But you understand, you need to be calm in saying it. And if you feel like even after saying it, it doesn't make any difference, you are still being taken for granted, then you need to ask yourself, why are we even in this marriage? See, there are some dirty fight that you don't even need. There are some dirty talks that you don't need. Go big or go home. Go be, go home. There are some things that you are even gonna, you don't even have to say, there are some, your actions should say it. Like what that woman just said. If you feel like you've been doing it and it's taking it for granted, okay, when it's time for him to come, you can, yeah, this is not teaching ourselves bad thing, but you can feign sickness.
Yes.
There's this sister in New York, she's the family friend, she's my cousin's wife. So she has 3 kids and she's been married for 12 years. So she has 3 boys. And before I got married to my husband, then when I was living in New York, because I've lived in Bronx before, I normally live with them. So she has 3 kids, and we're talking recently. That was 2 weeks ago, and I said, Mommy Basit, you didn't tell me this is what motherhood is like. Motherhood is hard. You never told me mother. She was just laughing. She was like, I said, how did you cope having 3 boys and all this? She said, sincerely, you know your brother helps a lot. And secondly, let me tell you my trick. Some days when I'm coming back from work, I will feign ignorance. I will go to McDonald's or go to Applebee's. I will eat to my fullest. I will drink. I will even take snacks. But as soon as I get home, I will start acting like I'm dying. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. And the way they she said, even a husband, wherever it is, the son Basit will just go and call is that, hello daddy, mommy is not feeling fine. You need to start coming home right now. And the husband will be like, oh, kilo share. I love that. See, let me say this. She said she does that to the point where one time she was like, how am I going to go to work tomorrow? That the husband had to call the work that my wife is not sick, don't kill her. She said she would just go under the duvet and be pressing her phone, playing all kinds of games. And I feel like these things, I'm telling you,
it works. It works. It works. It works. You know what? My younger brother's wife.
Your best. Then you need to find the way, and what you need to find the way that works for you, because marriage is not a one size fits all. I know my husband. You know your husband. They didn't grow up. We didn't even grow up in the same way. So you have to find what works for you and your marriage.
Yes, and you know, I was telling you guys about the client I had last week. So she was here for about 4 or 5 hours. And then for 3 hours straight, she was advising me. We were talking about everything. And she was even advising me. And then I don't know, it just got to a point where I mentioned something about her husband, about women checking phones. And then she said, what? I said, you two don't check your husband's phone. And she was looking at me like this. She's American. She was looking at me like this. Why do you tell me? Why can't I check my husband's phone, but you can check my phone? I said, because what you're looking for, you will find it. And then she said, and then she was looking at me crazy. She was looking at me crazy, like, how can a woman be saying this? I said, because let me tell you, you love him. She said, yes. He helps you. She said, yes. That he actually helps in the house. And they both pay bills. I said, okay, right now, you're here and you've been here for about 4 hours. Where are your kids? She said they are home. With who? With your husband. I said, now, if you start checking his phone and you see those things that will get you hungry, and then you guys will get divorced, how are you going to take care of these kids alone? I said, why don't you just go home and use your husband? When I made that statement, when I mentioned that word, that use your husband, she was looking at me crazy, like, what do you mean by use your husband? And when I say use your husband, it means the same thing Ms. Bumi said when she called him. You should ask. You should ask your husband. Ask for help. Don't just assume. Don't just feel like me, for example, I asked. And when I asked, my husband is not doing it, I abuse him in a funny way. There was a time my husband said that he wants to go out of state for a training. I said, oh, for how many days? He said 3 days. I said, hey, can't you guys go for like 1 week? Because I don't even see what you're useful for in the house. And he was shocked. Like play. We were actually having a conversation and pretending like, to him, he might take it seriously. But to me, I was serious. I wasn't playing. I said, I told you to hang curtain for how many weeks now? You've not even hung the curtain. So what are you useful for in the house? It's not as if you're helping me clean. You're not helping me to cook. So what are you? Please, you can go for 2 weeks. That was what I told him. If he's online, he should just Omo. I said you can even go for 2 weeks. Because
and that's the thing.
So I feel
that's
like
the thing.
we need to talk. You see how I said it to my husband, play, play. And I'm sure he picked it. All these men, when we tell them things, they think about it. And we don't know. Just say it out. He's your partner. He cannot, me, before I say something to my husband, I think about it like, Tibani me, they're not letting me divorce now. Oh God, I'm not cooking today.
Ben.
Sometimes you need to do it.
Situation whereby, fine, some men they won't divorce, but they're gonna give you silent treatment, they're gonna gaslight you, they're gonna take the whole issue of my wife Denko, they'll take it to the next level that you would just be like, how do people deal with us, and how do we deal with men like that?
Oh, please call in if you have a suggestion, if you have your own opinion, you can send a request and call in. Let us hear from you. How are you handling it? And if you are single, if you're single, just tell us how you think. If you were in our shoes, tell us how you think you will
I'm not even gonna
handle it
like that. Sometimes I know this might be crazy to some people, but the truth is sometimes I feel like is very much better when you have your kids in Nigeria than here. Especially it's really bad here in diaspora. I'm telling you, you can't just hire a maid. Nígbà tí maid bá náà fẹ́ máa gba $10 an hour, ìwọ gan tó jọ ọ̀gá ẹ̀ gọ́mọ̀dọ̀ tí ò lọ́gà ìwà ìwé méjì gọ́mọ̀dọ̀. Because you understand what I'm saying? Like it's not easy.
It's hard,
especially if it helps you. It can drive you crazy. And a lot of us are battling depression that we don't even know. A lot of us need therapy.
And women work hard now. Okay, now let me put it this way. I tell somebody, I said, our husband, they are not like the men in the Bible. So they should not expect the women like women in the Bible. Our gonna those days, they don't even work. But now we work. We take care of the kids, we cook. I said cooking alone. Okay, let me throw this question. How long does it take you to make soup in the kitchen? You know, you want to make soup with a veteba. You want to make swallow with it and everything. How many hours does it take you to cook? And does your husband help you when you cook? Does your husband help you in the kitchen while you're cooking? And how many hours? Please.
Maybe somebody else's husband.
Send a request and let us know. Because while you're being, you will see a woman dying in the kitchen, cooking, and at the same time, still going to check on the baby. It's crazy. We cannot divorce our husband because of that. And if you are a man, if you are just joining this show, let me quickly say something. This show is about and the stress women of this show is set women free. What do I mean by setting women free? Is like now that we are having this conversation, a lot of people can hear us. A lot of people are learning. Somebody called in earlier and then she told us how she manages her home and how she tell her husband to help, and that we should not force them. Abi, how did she even say it? That we should mind how we even ask for help from them, and we've learned a lot from that. So the show is also about, you know, coming out, whatever is stressing you, whatever is making you feel depressed and tired as a wife or as a woman.
Me, I have one advice for you all mothers. Mothers, treat your male child the way you train your female child. Stop using that word, is outdated. There is more to a woman than just being married. Married is just like one layer of our life. Marriage is not everything. Our entire life is not all about marriage. Marriage is just one part of our entire life. We have a whole lot of life ahead of us. Marriage is just one part of it. So stop letting your male children sit down and telling the daughters, oh, join me in kitchen. No, cooking is not gender related. It is not. Just because you come with a penis doesn't mean you are allergic to the stove. Just because you are a man does not mean you are allergic to cooking. It is not. Cooking should be a survival skill.
We know that some men don't know how to.
Ask yourself. For all those men that went,
we should ask.
Those men that went to school, while you were in school, your university that you live in, well, some people are shameless. They would rather have a girlfriend to come and cook for them. But the truth of the fact is, cooking is not a gender related. It's a skill for survival. If you want to survive, you have to eat. And how can you want to eat to survive and you don't know how to cook the particular food? Stop thinking it's women's job. It is not. Who gave us that manual? Is it in the Bible? Is it somewhere written in the Bible? It is not. I think this thing is just tradition. They now infuse religion with tradition.
Yeah, but
It
we
is
can
not.
talk about it now. We can talk about it. Like that woman that called earlier. Like she said she bought a Christmas tree and then she left it there. She didn't ask her husband.
Because she has a good man who is willing to learn. Back on me, you cannot see. Some men are willing to learn, I'm telling you, and I'm putting it out to some men makes it difficult, no matter how much a woman tries. It takes two to tango. If I'm holding on to my part as a woman, I'm telling you, a bad man will frustrate that effort, no matter how much you are trying.
If you are a man and you're on this show right now, you can send a request to call in and tell us how.
They believe that a woman, no. I don't know of other religion, but I'm a Muslim. And my religion said even up until the sanitary towel, I know my responsibility as a woman. You know yours, but look at the world we are in now. We even help you guys pay bills. We pay bills together. So why do you feel like it's very condescending when I tell you to help me in the kitchen? I feel offended. Why would she tell me that?
Some men will even think that you are taking money, and they will tell their parents or tell their friends like she's trying to turn me to a slave.
You know why? Because to them they believe their parents has the best marriage. You're gonna be shocked. But yeah, Joko. Bible for your mommy. For me. How was your marriage? Tell her to tell you the truth. You will be shocked. You will be shocked. Oh yeah, me Jaya. Sorry, once. And the man moves on.
Somebody said our mothers taught our husband.
Yeah, that's my friend Olamide.
The women.
Yeah, that's my friend. She's actually very right. They think, oh, Isha Obirin. Who brought that manual? Who said it? Isha Obirin.
But if you love your wife, Emil, I don't understand though. Because if you love your wife and you would want her to be healthy. Because if this person is the mother of your children and you're not even helping her, she's going to be stressed out. She's going to be depressed. And she will have high blood pressure. And she might even die. So I feel like you just need to help your wife. You just need to help your wife. I feel you just need to help.
It's hard for you think it's easy. Well, that's why I say it takes a lot of unlearning and relearning. Because it's the upbringing they've had. Láti kékeré. Èèyàn máa rán ọmọkùnrin 21 years máa jókòó. Ọmọ máa dúró de àbúrò ẹ̀ obìnrin ọmọ 15 years kó wá dáná fún wọn. So it's gonna be hard for them. But it takes somebody who is intentional. Okay, this thing is hard for me, but I will do it. You think they don't know? And to me, I feel like it's wickedness. Like you said, if you really love me and you care so much about my well-being, you should help me.
Help me.
You should help me.
Help me.
And this is when men are getting it all wrong. Marriage is such a very beautiful institution, but we are the one ruining that institution.
Okay. Let me just say this now. To every mothers, every wife, every woman on this show right now, one thing I've learned from Miss Bumi and Miss Fatima is that if you are the type that have not been asking your husband for help, if you are the type that have been doing all of these things yourself, cook, clean the house, take care of the kids, do all of those things, and still go to work, it's time you start asking. It's time you start asking. This show is going to be every Monday, 12 p.m. every Monday. So that, you know, the things that we've learned today, let us practice it at home. Let us see how it works with our husband. So that next week we talk about it and then we see how it works. Because I said something on my YouTube video. I said, if your husband don't love you in the first place, he won't even beg you to marry him. That means he loves you. Some men don't just know how to do it. And if you don't love your husband, you won't even agree to marry him. You know, so what if that means that divorce is not always the answer? But women get stressed out if they are not getting help, and if you're not appreciating my efforts.
Somebody said you are right. Is wickedness they learn from mom growing up. I'm telling you, this thing is funny, but it's the truth. That's why it takes them to really be intentional. If they're not intentional, but they really they
can come on. Intentional. The problem started when they called men head of the house. Head of the house. Hey, but do you know it's not and abroad? Even women back home pay bills.
And being a head of the, they see in every parastatal, let's not lie, there is usually the head. It is not, there's nothing bad when a man is the head of the, according to Islam, men are actually the, but a man has to be able to take up leadership role and the role of a servant. You have to be
house.
According to
welcome to the show, Miss Jasmine. Is that Jasmine?
She didn't know. Yeah, I don't know. But she said, oh, I didn't know it was me. I think that was a mistake. So there is not, but they don't know. Being the head of a particular place, a company, a housemaid, you have to be able to take up the leadership role at the end, at the same time the role of a servant. But these men, they are so grounded in their ego to the point whereby they believe leadership role only in leadership oppress somebody. And of all the people in this world to oppress, you choose your wife, the mother of your children. Men needs to do better.
No, they really need. They don't understand the title. They just use the position.
Exactly. That's so true. That is so true. May God bless. That is so true. That is so true. They don't know. They have okay. Look at now. Okay, for example, see in the classroom. Come after me, position head girl. Everybody will be happy. Oh, Fatini head girl. But there is so much responsibility on my shoulders. You will only okay. And submit you. You will be the one acting servant. Because she my mochi on the dot. Oh, the way to the head girl, class prefect. You understand? You have to be a boss and you have to be a servant at the same time. But they don't know. They don't know where to draw the line. They believe being the head just makes it because they grow up seeing their dad. Baba mi will like to be shared. That's what men grew up to say, and they feel is enough. It is not. You are my husband. Why would you oppress me? If the word oppress me, who is gonna open? Who am I going to
oppression?
Why should you oppress me? Because this is
like Simbi said in her latest music. She said, "Na so submission. Shall we get assignments?
Shall we get assignments, me?
But this marriage is
bad. Always fighting for submission. Some men, let me tell you, this is not to yap some men. But if you are one of those they're so particular, submission, man, you need therapy because you might be suffering from deep inferiority complex, and we are not the cause of your problem. You might have deeply rooted self-esteem. Go work on it. Your wife she's not the object of sacrifice. She didn't cause you that problem. Stop making life unbearable for women. We are partners for a reason. We are parents for a reason. There is a reason why God chose two people to have two children. There is a reason why the sperm has to come from your body into my own whatever it is to make a baby. So we need to be
okay. So we have learned a lot from this topic so far. But I want to put this out there. Please, if you are just joining this show, the title of this show is Set Women Free. And it starts from us. We are the only one that can set ourselves free. And that is why we're doing this show, so that we can come online and just talk about our experiences. So, but today's topic is what stresses us out. What stresses you out? What makes you tired as a wife and as a woman and as a mom? Because sometimes when somebody will say, I'm tired today, and your husband will
ask you, why are you tired? The world itself. But it doesn't mean I want to be with them 24 hours every day of my life. No, sometimes I need break. Sometimes I need me time. Sometimes I need to just connect with my inner self, my inner childhood. I need to. Sometimes I just need that solitude of not doing anything, not being on my phone, just by myself, just thinking about life and everything in between. But here I am. you know, talk with somebody who thinks, oh, it's a woman's job.
They will say it's your duty because you are a woman. Yes, but I still have to work. Please, if you're on this show right now, and God bless you or thank God for you, you are able to figure it out, and then your husband helps you a lot, please kindly drop a comment or send a request to join and tell us, teach us. That is the reason for this show. Teach us how you were able to let your husband help you. Was it that your husband was he trained to be like that? Or how did you tell him? Somebody called earlier and said that our husband like to be praised, and the husband like it when he does little thing. He wants you to say thank you 100 times, that it will make him do more. So please, if you want to add to this show, we are here to learn, and that is the purpose of this show. So, drop a comment or send a request. Let me add you to the live, and then teach us. Because even me, I want to learn. I've been with my husband for a while now, but I still want to learn. I still want to learn. If my husband is not violent with me, I don't want to leave my marriage. I don't want to leave my marriage. But that I don't have to. One of my friends said that. I told someone, I said, okay, let me put it this way. Her husband is not letting her go to work. She knows how to braid. I tell her, come to me now, come and braid with me and you'll be making some money. She said her husband won't let her do it. She doesn't even have a car. I said, okay, tell your husband you want to go to school. Let him pay for your school fees. And then she said, no, that somebody that is not even giving her money to take care of herself, that she's just waiting for the perfect time, that she hates it. That was the word she said she hated here. And I felt it. And I said, anyway, just manage. What I told her, I said, manage. If he's not violent with you, just manage. And then she said something that touched me. She said, babe, violence is not the only abuse.
Emotional abuse and financial abuse is real.
She said she's being abused in other ways. That even though her husband is not eating her or beating her, but she's being abused.
That's right.
Please, if you're here, you've heard from me, you've heard from Miss Fatima. If you're here and I don't know, if you have not even figured your own out, drop a comment. What is stressing you out? Let us help you. Because once you say it out, problem shared is half solved. Once you say it out, you will even feel better. And if you are the one that you have already figured it out, or your husband is helping you, please call on the show and tell us,
thank you also.
This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy. We just need help. And the only help we can get is by, sharing our experiences and talking to each other like this, making each other better. That is the only way we can be free. Because our husband, all these men, even I want to marry, if you're still single, those men think that once you are married, you are getting the responsibility certificate, responsibility of taking care of him, responsibility of taking care of the house, responsibility of if somebody in his family, even his mom, his sister, or any of his family disrespects you, you have to keep quiet. They believe that once you are getting married, you have so many responsibilities. But what are their own responsibilities? Is it all the responsibilities they think, or they think we have that we have to do? How do we go about it? We need help. We need help. Hey, somebody said earlier, I'm telling you, I know somebody that just had a baby. Awkward. Her husband is already telling her, you're not going to look for a job.
Wow.
And they say it takes at least 3 months or 6 months for a woman to even get back her body after having a child. I don't blame her husband. Maybe her husband is not, well trained, or he does not even have an idea. How do we explain to them? How do we teach them?
Only them can teach themselves. They need to come together to do something like this too. I'm telling you. Men need to come together and talk about these things themselves. They need to advise themselves, especially the veteran, the older men, the older educated, sensible ones, not just the older men. The old ones, they need to, like, the way they are always quick to dish us advice, they should teach themselves the advice too. We are not the only one in this state. So men need advice. Tọkùnrin bá fẹ́ marry, bó ṣe máa ń pa obìnrin pé tó bá lọ ilé ọkọ báyìí, they should call men too. It starts with being intentional. Okay, kí làwọn nǹkan tó máa ṣe? Lẹ́yìn pé apart from sex, apart from money, how do you intend to make your wife happy? Our emotional needs, ó dọwọ́ Ọlọ́run, ó dọwọ́ ẹ̀. And same to us as women.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say that even we are having this conversation now. I think 2 weeks ago, even some months ago, I called my younger brother because he just got together with his wife and they're expecting a baby. And I told him, I just sent him a voice message. I said, bro, please, that woman in your house, you have to take care of her. She left her family to be with you. I said, please, you have to take care of that girl. If anything happens to you, she's the first person, she's the closest person to you that will call for help and take care of you. I said, even your mom, before your mom gets to you, is your wife that will take care of you. I said, please take care of your wife. I told him, I said, sometimes women she just wants you to rub her head. I said, just call her sometimes. Tell her to lay on the couch and put her head on your lap. And just, just touching her head alone it makes a whole lot of sense.
Bless your heart.
That was what I told my younger brother. You see, me as a sister, Mosin help. I'm already teaching him. I'm already passing some senses to him.
Exactly.
Now, if you are here and you have a son and you have a brother, an older brother or younger brother, you have a cousin, you have uncle, I'm telling you now, I think it's high time you start teaching that boy, that your brother, that your uncle, that your son. It's time you start teaching them how to take care of their women. Because you are also, you know what I mean? Only one good son deserves another. Be sure away, because we need to start. When I sent my brother that voice message, I felt happy and I felt proud of myself, and I just felt good.
Bless your heart. Bless my cousin. Oh, you don't have to cry. My cousin got married 2 weeks ago. Not even married. He did introduction and engagement. So when he called me, meanwhile my little sister has entered me. She said,
Sis, please just a second. If you are here and you are a bad sister-in-law and you know that you're not being nice to your brother's wife, go and change. Go and change. Honestly, I'm getting so emotional right now because when I said I sent my brother that voice message, I felt relieved. And I just hope that somebody can call my husband and tell him the same thing. I think we need to start doing that. We need to start doing that.
We need to. My little sister just called me and said, Fatih, brother Lukman, that my cousin's name is Lukman. So it was like Lukman slapped his wife to be. The woman whom they did introduction last week. I said, he did what? So when I called him, I was like, oh, Lukuba on him wedding, and she said, oh, you needed this. Okay, I said, okay, we'll talk about the money. I said, I'm so sorry, but don't you ever lay your hands on your woman. She's pregnant, for God's sake. Don't you ever. I'm like, she's pregnant. She was like, hospital. I'm like, brother, look more. Why? Who raised you? For God's sake, I was so angry. And I said, okay, I'll call you back in 10 minutes because I'm so angry right now. So after 10 minutes, I called him. I said, see, introduction lefeshi. There is so much more to do.
Why would you even slap your wife? Because she's pregnant?
There is so much responsibility. There is so much more to be a man than just having sex with your woman and giving her money. Emotional need, you have to provide for her. I said, and one thing that you need to eradicate from your mind is that women are meant to be the one behind cooking and taking care of the household. But look on, as from today, now you guys are gonna be living together starting from next week. As from today, you need to believe, you need to change that belief system that house chores and everything is for women. You need to change that belief. You need to do things together. You need to make her happy. And please don't ever let it come out of your mouth that, oh, at the you've not snapped back to the way you used to be. Don't ever say that to your wife. You need to pamper her. You need to love her.
Call her.
Just like you said, I felt so happy and it feels so good.
Yes.
We need to start from there with our male cousins, our male brothers, and all, if including of the sons. We need to put them on the right path early.
Yes.
Oh, bring my married. Oh, married. The advice is mainly focused on women, how to be a good wife. No. And these men, they've lost their priority. They don't even know how to be a man. Like I keep saying, there is more to being a man than just pennies. Me, apart from pennies and money, he doesn't know how to be a man. And then ego.
Okay.
Like seriously.
Please, that you see that obìnrin is a topic for another day, because this is the basic genesis. And for those that are new, that are just joining, if you are single and you're not married yet, what are your expectations from your man? You can request to join this show. If you are not married, what are your expectations from your future husband? And if you are married and your husband is helping you, either with the baby or with chores or something, please, we want to learn. How did you get him to do all of that? And if you're here and your husband is not helping, please call or drop a comment and tell us what you want him to help you with. How do you want him to help you? You can send a request and I will add you to this show. Any man that do that to a pregnant woman is a coward. That lady better run for her life, because it will get worse. It's scary. It's so scary. Jasmine, you want to come online? Let me call you back. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I got really emotional. So if you, like I said earlier, if you have a brother, you have a cousin, you have uncle, anybody, if he's a man, we as women, we need to start talking to them. We need to start telling them that, we need to start teaching them how to take care of their wife, how to take care of their partner. Because you as a woman, you know your needs and you know what you want your man to do for you. You know how you want your man to help you in the house. You know how you want your husband to help you with the baby. I think because you know that, you should at least once in a while call your brother, call your uncle, and tell him, hey brother, how are you? How is the family? Are you helping your wife? Please help her. Please do this. You know, from your own experience. Let us start teaching these men like that. Let us start teaching these men from there. And I'm sure that from there, they would learn. I promise myself to be a good sister-in-law. Like I promise myself to be a good sister-in-law. Because I'm married and I have experience. You know, and I know what my husband is lacking. I know that if there's somebody that could call him and just, you know, all these things that I said, I tell my brother, if there's someone that can be calling him and be telling him, I do this, do that, maybe the world will even be a better place. The world will be a better place. We just need to talk. So that is what this show is about. I started this show because I've heard a lot. Women are going through a lot. And most of you don't talk. Me, I talk. My customers know me. I talk. When I have issues with my husband, I share it with my customer. And they tell me, oh, Smooth, that happens to me. My husband did this to me. And I've heard a lot of stories that breaks my heart. I hope my wig is not going back. I've heard a lot of stories that breaks my heart. I heard a lot of stories that breaks my heart, honestly. For example, the lady that just said her husband is not letting her work. It's okay, she's not paying bills. That's another story. But she wants to work. She does not even have a car to drive out or to take the baby to the mall. She does not have a car to even go shopping on her own. She's always home. She's depressed, period. She's depressed. And I said, okay, you can come to me and come and work with me. She said her husband won't let her come. So if that alone is stressing her up. So if you're here and like the topic of today's topic, if there is anything, like what exactly is that? What exactly is making you stressed and making you tired in the house as a wife and as a mom? What exactly? What is that thing that makes you tired? Oh, she left. That's another thing. Leaving your marriage is not a crime. If it's not working and you can't manage it, if it's not working and you cannot manage it, just leave. Or at least take a break. You need to just leave that man for a while. But society makes us believe that leaving your husband means that something is wrong with you. Or society makes us believe that when a woman leaves her husband's house, it's always her fault, that she should have become, she should have just managed. Does it always work like that? Oh, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. And for a new mom, and her husband is already telling her to go and work, it's crazy. If you are just joining, I mean, you've missed a lot. A lot of people have called on the show. And for me, I've learned a lot. But I know that we need to start speaking out. Because men and people think that because you are a woman, you can't be stressed out. You can't be tired. When you say you're tired, sometimes, there was a time, some years back, when I tell my husband, oh, I'm tired. The next thing is, Kilo Shetofi, don't tire. What have you done that you're tired? And I'll be like, sitting down alone can make me tired. Taking care of my child alone can make me tired. I need help and I need a break. Today she's a nurse, doing well. From everything. Maybe that is what happened to that, my friend. Her husband doesn't want her to work. I have a package. Thank you. Put it down. Thank you. But this lady I'm telling you about now, she's not working. She does not have money. I'm sure she's scared. She doesn't even have family here. She doesn't know where to go. I think that is why she's just there managing. But in that case, oh my God. But what I told her was that if your husband is not violent with you, just manage. And then she said to me, she said, Smooth, violence is not only, abuse is not only being violent. She said she's going through emotional abuse, that she's just being abused. That the only thing that is keeping her in that marriage is her kids. Please, what advice do you have, or what advice can you give her? Because it's crazy. A lot of women are depressed, and most of them is because they are not speaking out. Women, you guys can pretend too much. Me, I'm not like that too, because I don't pretend. If you're here and you know me, you know that me, I don't pretend. I say it as it is. But a lot of women, we pretend too much. You will see a wife that she's going through a lot and she has a lot of questions and her husband is not even helping her or something or whatever, and she's not even speaking out. And that is why that is why I decided to start this show. So that you can, and I've said it, you can create a new account and then just call in and tell us that thing that is stressing you out. So that other women that have figured it out will tell you that, oh, like Miss Bumi said, just learn how to manage your husband. She said her husband likes you to say thank you, and that every time her husband do little things, she just said thank you. And I don't even know why some women are scared. Why are you scared of your husband? He begged you to marry him, right? And then you agreed. So why are you scared to ask? Why? Why are you scared to ask? Because I'm tired. Me, I started learning how to ask. I was like that too. Ọlọ́run, wọ́n ti fẹ́ yẹ kí n máa sunkún lórí show yìí látàárọ̀. Because
set women free is what makes a wife or man or mom tired and stressed in the house.
So the topic of the show is setting women free.
I came to say hello to you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm explaining to you. And you can help us add to it, sis. Honestly, because a lot of women are going through a lot. So the topic of the show is setting women free. As a mom, as a wife, what are those things that is stressing you out? Because sometimes when you tell your man that I'm tired, I'm stressed out, they tell you, Kiloshe, don't stress her out. There are a lot of men that are not even helping their wife. There are a lot of mothers, new mom, that are depressed because their husband cannot even hold baby.
Okay, Mama. Said, my join later.
Okay, that their husband cannot even hold baby. How do we help? How do we help? Women are going through a lot. How do you ask your husband for help? And if you are single, what are your expectations from your husband, from your future husband? Do you want him to help? Are you going to talk about it before you actually get married? Because I'm telling you, a lot of women are depressed. They don't even know how to figure it out. Somebody called earlier on the show and said that you should ask your husband. Don't feel like you know everything. Don't think that you have everything under control. We need to start asking. But if you are in that woman's, how will you ask? How do you ask your husband for help? Because I know someone that just had a baby, and her husband is already telling her to go and look for a job. How do you expect a woman that just had a baby to go and look for a job? How? That is the question. So if you're watching this live and you're single, what are your expectations? Because I know you want to get married, and what are your expectations? And if you are a man, you are watching this live right now, and you're single, you are not married, what are the things you expect from your wife? And if you are married, as a man, how are you helping your wife in the house? And if you are a woman and you're married and your husband is not helping you out in the house, what kind of help do you need? Because enough of getting depressed. Enough. We need to start making ourselves happy. We just need to. Is it even compulsory to get married? That's another question. Because it's tiring. We are tired. Hello, sis.
Hello. Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, though.
I'm so sorry, I can't really show my face. And I didn't really meet much. I just came on the show now. And I think part of what you're saying is regarding setting a woman free or something.
Yes.
But and you mentioned a lady saying she just had a baby, and her husband actually wanted her to go look for a job immediately. But the whole thing is sorry. But the whole thing is, what I would say is, first of all, women need to carry themselves really well. You have to know your what even before you get married. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And another thing is, I think because she wasn't working before. It could be because she wasn't working before.
She was
then
working.
She had a baby.
She was working and she worked until 9 months. So what her husband said was that she should look for a work from home job. How do you as a woman take care of a new baby, take care of yourself and still work?
Still work. That's terrible though. What I can actually advise her is, I'm not actually the one in the whole thing, so I don't really know much what's really happening in the marriage. You understand, sis? But what I can actually advise her to do is this. I think the best thing is just to sit the husband down and talk to him. Honestly, sometimes a little word or a little communication can actually go a long way. To me, that's what I think. Say to him, my husband, I just had a baby. It's not like I'm not working before I was pregnant. You don't expect me to go to work at this stage. Maybe probably in 2 years or 1 year after, then I will go to work. Okay, let me give you an instance. I've got a friend in America there. He's a guy. We got married to a white lady. So she had a baby, and she was the baby. I think the first son was 1 year old, and the wife said to the husband, "Sorry, after 1 year, I think I have to go to work, and we have to find our way to shuffle it." Do you understand? Is it that you're working or I'm working? Either of us had to stay with a kid. With a baby. So the wife suggested she is going to go out to work. Then the husband is going to stay at home to look after the baby, and that's what they did. Now they had another. Yes, that was what they did. Now they had another baby, which is 8 months old.
Wow.
Then the wife is back to work again, and the husband is staying at home looking after the kids.
Wow.
So sometimes I think it's all about communication. Depends on the kind of man you married. Depends on how you carry yourself as well. To me, and like you said, woman.
Even if you tell me to go and work, I'm not going to listen to you. You cannot force me.
Like I said, you are not in the marriage. You don't know how the whole thing was set up in the beginning. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
No reasonable man or reasonable husband will tell the wife to go and work immediately she gave birth. No. That even shows the man is not responsible. Because they used to say, sorry, I'm going to speak a bit of Yoruba. Within 2 years, to replace it, mother.
Yes.
You have till again, even for 4 years, till again, much more. But baby of how many months old?
Are you here? If you are married, and if
that doesn't speak well to me.
These are the things you need to learn before you get married. Don't think women have superpowers. Don't think women have superpowers. We are not fighting you.
No.
Telling you the help that we need.
Yeah. Okay, she had a baby. What of me? Okay, let me use myself as an example. I've got a daughter who is 7 years old in a few months. But sometimes, despite the fact that she do some things herself, I get tired. I just want to sit down. I just don't want to do anything. And I said to her, "Sorry, baby, I think I'm tired. I just need to relax myself." And she'll be, "Oh, sorry, mommy. I think, you taking me to school, you having my shower for me and stuff like that. It's a bit tiring." Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
That's why a 7 years old daughter, much more for a baby. So to me, I think I'm not trying to judge her and I'm not trying to judge the husband. But to me, I think the best thing for her to do is, probably call the husband down, try and say, like Yoruba used to say, there are ways to talk to your husband. At least, except talk with your budget, there are ways to talk to a person, yeah. So okay, I think, let me just be reasonable for once. I mean, she money now. At what month?
Work from home.
Oh yeah, but I think she has to find a way and a good time to talk to her husband. Trust me, And over there, we say the guy is not listening. She got any family, but no any family. Let me now, and that's You don't want to you don't want to get your family involved in your marriage, but those are the times you have to get them involved because your health matters a lot as well. I don't know if I'm making a bit of sense though, but opinions Emily give you.
No,
says, but
you are making a whole lot of sense, and that is why I said earlier. That is why I said earlier that I have a younger brother that just got together with his wife, and I just called him. I just sent him a voice message, and I told him, please take care of your wife. His wife didn't tell me anything. They were not having issues. I just sent him a voice message. I said, please take care of your wife. Take care of your wife. I said, if anything happens to you, before I get there, before your mommy get there, your wife is the first person that will take care of you.
Yeah.
So you have to take care of your wife.
I'm sorry to cut you off on that part. Sorry. And in my own, sorry, I'm going to be a bit of religious in that area. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in one of his hadith, he said to us, he said, it is a blessing for husbands that take good care of their wife. Our blessing kan wà tọkùnrin máa ń rí tó máa ń rí personally aside pé mo pray fún kíní yìí o èmi fúnra mi fẹ́ kíní Ọlọ́run ṣe fún mi Ọlọ́run ṣe fún mi Ọlọ́run ṣe fún mi Ọlọ́run ò tètè ṣe fún ẹ. Check yourself, check your attitude towards your wife.
That is a big one.
So ó jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé oore tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ fún tí ò bá tètè tẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ tó bá jọ́kùnrin tó ti ní ìyàwó pé ìyàwó ẹ̀ pé kó bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ Ọlọ́run nítorí ẹ̀. So ṣé ìyàwó tó ò take ẹ̀ tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bímọ tó ń sọ fún pé kó padà síbi iṣẹ́ ṣé òun ló fẹ́ ṣàdúrà fún ẹ tó máa mú ẹ lórí? So that's the main reason why I said to you, say, èmi lọ́gbọ́n ọmọ kékeré tèmi, I think that's the best thing she can do. Call her husband down, talk to her, but there are ways tóun náà lè fi tán kò dìgbà tó bá fìjà sí kó tó gbọ́. I understand what you
said a very sensitive statement, and I want you to repeat it, sis, please. You said something about let me speak English. You said something about alubarika ìyàwó sí ọkùnrin. Can you repeat the statement?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm not really good at that.
If a man is not, you said if a man is not, if a man is
he says, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in one of his hadith, he says, he said it's a blessing for husband who take good care of the wife. Autonically, it's a different thing that you're praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you with something, and it's giving you that thing you're asking for. It's an extra blessing for you if you're taking really good care of your wife. Extra blessing. He's not saying I'm not going to bless you.
So if a man is praying for something and he's not getting it, he should check his behavior towards his wife. That's what I said. Yes. Men, if you are here, do you agree to that statement? If you are
maybe,
do you agree to that statement that if a husband is praying to God for something, because as men used to say, men claim that you are a wife, you have to pray, and the way people say that is the wife's prayer that holds the house. So if you are a man and you believe that truly, if your wife prays, God answer your wife's prayers like really quick. So what the statement she said was that if a man is praying for something and you're not getting it at that time, it's a different thing that is not yet your time. And it's a different thing that if you are not treating your wife nicely. So if you're praying for something and you're not getting it, have you checked yourself? How are you taking care of the woman that is taking care of you? Because I'm telling you, it's not about money. If a woman is not giving her husband money, that doesn't mean she's not taking care of that husband. A woman takes care of her husband by cooking, by holding the house, by having his children, and by training his child, and by praying for you, and by letting you sleep with her. Is a lot of ways that women are taking care of their husband. But you as a man, How are you taking care of that woman? If you are a man and you are watching this show, you can drop a comment or you request to join in and then share your opinion. If not, just listen. That is the purpose of this show, for women to come together and let out the things that worries us, the things that stresses us out, the things that we even want from these men, how we want them to help us. If you're married, you have a husband, how do you want him to help? Because we always need help. And our husband thinks that we don't need help. Because we are a woman, we should have everything in control.
No. Sorry. Another thing I want to chip in is, I mentioned something about the wife being praying to the husband. It's vice versa. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes.
My own book says, humanity comes before religion. So you have to check yourself, your behavior, your attitude towards other human beings. How well is it? How good is it? These are the things that I think sometimes people think it doesn't really matter. But even in your marriages, it sure matters a lot. So even the wife should check herself towards the husband. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So I'm not saying I'm trying to say the man is bad. I'm trying to say the woman is bad. No.
Yes.
So that's why I mentioned the word that there are ways you can actually go about it without being rude to the husband. Oh, honey, this is, you actually want me to get back to work, but it's not going to be easy for me. It's going to be stressful. I'm stressed already. I can't do this. Please, bear with me, my husband. We are all women. We have our ways of taking things from our husband. If we want.
So why can't the husband? They said the husband is the head of the house, and they always claim and act like the head of the house. Why can't the husband have sense and understand that?
It doesn't matter about who the husband is or who the wife is. Sometimes it might not occur to her at that moment. I don't know if that makes sense. It might not think to that extent. It might be, probably the wife did something. Or so. I'm not trying to say maybe something went wrong between them. But I'm trying to say maybe the wife did something and the husband is trying to punish her that way. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why I use the word. It could be maybe she did something wrong to the husband, or probably the husband might not understand to that extent. Just try and sit him down. Oh, honey, sorry. I know you're trying to, sort out the bills and all the stuff like that. I know I should be a bit helpful in one way or the other, but this is actually not a good time for me to do that. Please try and understand me. I promise to do this when the baby is at some certain age, but not now, please.
But don't you think that sounds like you are petting it too much? I have a question. Don't you think that those are part of the mistakes our parents make that makes this?
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, that is not. Those are part of the sacrifice sometimes you have to make in your marriage. That's not even actually I understand what you're trying to say. Like probably she has to know a stand, or like, oh, this is my how do I put the word, like, okay, I have to fight for my rights. This is my right. I'm not meant to work. No, it doesn't work like that sometimes, sister. If you actually want your home to work, there are ways to go about it seems to her, she might say like, oh, okay, I don't want to be rude to my husband, or I just have to listen to her. But sometimes you just have to.
If you are married and you're struggling with your man, listen.
Just a little bit of talk. Like, it might be a simple word. Men are funny sometimes. Sometimes you just want to listen to that word, please.
Please, yes.
Please, honey. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, oh, honestly, please. It could be the way she is presenting it to the husband. I don't know if that makes.
It makes sense. Somebody mentioned something like that earlier too.
And that's why I said in the beginning, their how they started their whole stops, it's really matters. Do you understand? My kind of person, my husband cannot tell me, oh baby, you have to start working at 1 month. No. He knows I'm not going to take that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So sometimes
do you think they should have been,
the foundation
there should have been some type of conversation before getting pregnant?
these are little things that man miss that we actually miss before we get married. Yes.
If
These
you
are
are
little things we
single,
actually like.
please listen now. This is the purpose of this show, to learn from each other. And if you're married and you always have issues with your husband because of things like this, divorce is not always the answer. Just learn to talk
No,
and be calm.
yeah. Yeah, I'll say I used to be a kind of person like that too. I don't communicate. I keep things to myself a lot. I don't. Mine is just
But
I'll go mute whenever I'm hungry. I won't talk. I won't say anything because I know I might say anything. Then at the end of the day, I might regret my actions or my words. So I went mute. I won't say anything to anybody. I won't tell you, oh, babe, this is what you're doing that I really don't like. I'll keep it to myself. Not until the thing gets worse. Then that's when I'll speak up. Then I notice myself that it keeps on damaging things. It's not working out. I think sometimes it's just a little babe, I'm really angry at what you did. Say it and finish it up and round the whole thing up.
oh,
So that's how I mentioned the word. I think she just have to, maybe she's a quiet type as well. Maybe she doesn't want to talk. Maybe, whatever the husband did, she's always okay with it. What about that? What about that? So she just have to, try and talk to him. Oh, okay. So I think she just have to, open up, babe, like I said. Oh, I don't know whatever they call themselves. Honey, please, it's not gonna work.
but
I think you
some
should.
men are crazy. Some men are just crazy.
I know, but what if she tries it and it actually work out fine that way, sis?
Oh, so now I remember. She said she did got a job because the frustration was too much. Her husband wasn't, if you're married and you have a partner and you guys are not in a good relationship in the house, it affects the women more. And we're going to talk about that next week, how to just ignore, because sometimes we need to ignore so we don't have depression. And one of our slogans for this show is, I cannot come and die. So that woman did not hold that slogan, I cannot come and die. She fell into the victimization and the whatever her husband was doing to her. She got the job, and she said she did not even last for 3 days. Because sometimes men think that okay, you just have a baby, and 2 weeks after you're already taking care of other kids and you're still cooking. Please listen, because you just had a baby and you already get up and you're already cooking, you're already trying to clean up the house and take care of your other kids. Men think that because of that you are okay, you can start work. And they think that because you can start work, you can work. Taking care of the baby is just, the baby, you hold the baby, you breastfeed, and when the baby is sleeping, you put the baby down, and you can sleep too. I think that is the reason why the husband felt like, you're just staying in the house with the baby. You can work too.
So she always acts like Jackie Chan or something like that. Women, we are always like that, even when we're tired.
That means that women should slow down on how we take responsibilities. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. And sometimes I think speaking up, letting them know how you feel, helps a lot. Like, oh, honey, I'm tired. You know what? Like there's an adage that says, what you're not going to accept in future, you better stop. You better start, telling it off now, saying, oh, I'm not going to take this, and let him know you're not going to take it in future. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let him know when you're tired.
Women should not be desperate. If you're married, you have a husband, don't sound desperate. Don't do desperate. I know somebody that she's the one. She'll be going up and down, up and down. She will clean. She will take care of the kids. She will cook. She wants to garnish the food for her husband. She wants to do everything for her husband. At the end of the day, you need to know what that man did to her. I feel like sometimes we just need to slow down and let these men take responsibilities so that the love can actually work. You need to get your husband engaged, Abby. You need to get him engaged in some things. We need to talk, like you said. We need to communicate more.
Yeah, and another thing I'll chip in this is sometimes you can't. I think what actually happens to it's both it happens in both ways though. You can't give what you don't have. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes.
Some men they don't do it right from time. So you asking them to do it when they get married is going to be like, oh, do you want to turn me to a slave? Same thing as the lady.
So
Do you understand what I'm
we
trying
should
to
tell
say?
them what we expect before we agree to marry them.
Babe, sorry, I can't take this. Babe, oh, I think we just have, meet ourselves halfway. Not that you won't do at all, or you're not even trying to make a move about it.
Were
I
you
don't know
here
if that
when
makes
somebody
sense.
called in and said, were you here when somebody called in and said her uncle was getting married, and then she heard that her uncle slapped his wife a few days before their wedding, and she was pregnant, and that when she asked him, why did you slap your wife, and she's even pregnant, he said, because I was telling her something and she didn't listen.
Oh my God.
What do you think that woman should do at that point?
I don't understand. Like they're about to get married.
They're about
Then
to
the
get married.
husband.
Their wedding is like in 1 week. So they were arguing about, I think, maybe work clothes or work food or something. And the woman was saying, no, let's do it this way. And maybe they were on the issue and they started arguing, right? And they said the man slapped his wife. And she was pregnant.
I want to tell you something. The wife is pregnant, but I want to tell you something, sis. That's not the first time the man is doing that.
Oh.
Take it or you leave it.
Okay,
that's not the first time.
But at that point, their marriage is like a week, and she's
There's
pregnant,
nothing
and he slapped her. Do you think she should walk away or she should stay?
To walk away. Do you know why? When she had a chance to walk away, she didn't. She ignores the signs, so she can't. You're not going to tell me that's the first time the man is doing that, is it? That's not the first time. Because for the guy to do that while she is pregnant, I tell you, he has been doing it before then. That's the truth, sis. May God forgive me. I always said to someone, ever since I've started dating in my life, even before I got married, no guy has ever raised his hand up to slap me. I'm not going to take it. No. That's not that I'm trying to be rude or anything. I'll always mind my ways around you. I don't want to disrespect you.
If it happens,
so don't do that.
If it happens,
it's a sign for me, my sis. I'm not going to stay in it. I'm not. I'm sorry. I won't. That's a sign. Oh my shit, worst man. And then it's going to be too late for you. There's nothing you can do. And that's exactly what happened to her. I tell you. Obviously, it could be they've been dating for a while before they're getting married or so.
Slap your wife, for you to even slap your wife, and she's pregnant just because you are having an argument.
Really bad. That's really bad.
It's too much.
That's why I said the word sis. It's not the first time. And it's a curse for the man himself. In case he doesn't know it, it's a curse for him. Raising your hands up to beat your wife is a curse.
Men, can you, if you are a man and you are on this show, can you hear that? Can you hear that?
It's a curse. You don't do that. They said but anyway, like I said,
Johnny, men are this. Because I don't think, because that's the main reason for this show. To learn. Women sis, a lot of women are depressed. I'm telling you. Somebody called in earlier and she was ranting about how, she motherhood alone, having kids, taking care of the kids, what is doing to her. And her husband is not helping. Her husband cannot even stay with the babies while she goes to the store.
That one, at least is helping. At least he's helping her in the house, or is it?
It's not helping, and that is the reason why she's depressed. And she was on the show. She was saying that if you're single, you need to communicate with your future husband.
Yeah, that's the key.
You need to tell him. See, when we get married, it's not only abroad, even Nigeria. Women are working. Another person called in. She said, somebody else called in and she said something about communication, like you said. Ask for She said she bought Christmas decoration and she left it in the house. And she was expecting her husband to know what to do. you know, pick it up and set it up. But he did not do it. And then she started doing it, and her husband said, oh, you need help? And then she told her husband that, you are asking me if I need help. This thing has been here for days. You did not even help us. And that the husband said, you did not ask me.
How am I to know you need help?
So it's two things. You are the husband, and you know this thing needs to be set up. Why don't you set it up? Why do you have to wait for me to tell you? So the woman now passed a message. She said, it means that you should ask. And that she said, our husband like it when he do something, he like you to say thank you. Just say thank you 1 million times. That he will continue to help. So she said, as a woman, and I'm putting this out there now, if you can hear me, if you're married, just figure out what makes your husband vulnerable, what makes him calm, what makes him want to help you more. And I told somebody, I said, if your husband is a Akoni, a whatever, use that name. Use his Oriki, you know, his pet's name. If that, like you also said the same thing. That woman said what you said. And I think I'm learning from it. And that is why we're doing this show, for everybody to learn. If you're married, learn how to talk to your husband. Divorce is not always the answer. And if you're not married, you need to learn you need to learn and know what to expect. You know? So the woman said, because me, I was saying that, do I have to pet him? Why do I pet him? Why do I have to pet him?
Yes.
You know, he needs to help me.
You have to. I tell you, say sometimes you have to. You just because you want it to slide. And that's why they always say to us women, they say, you're now the mother of the husband. Do you understand? Like, you know? So sometimes you have to, but I think that's the only thing I can ask.
Helping in the house. So now my question is that, are men not supposed to help with house chores? Are they not supposed to help with the babies? Because some men can't clean their bed.
To cut you off in that area. That's when I use the word. Sometimes people can give what they don't have. I don't know if that makes sense.
So that means that you must ask before you get married.
So, yeah, exactly. Then sometimes I think you probably, one way or the other, you might have seen the signs. Like, oh, I don't think he's the kind of guy that, you know, can help with it. Okay, let me give you an example. I've got someone here that I know, yeah? She gave birth to a baby. That was her first child, actually. And she was trying to have a bath for the baby. And the husband couldn't even help to pour water, just a drop of water on the baby. It's as worse as that. Like, because he doesn't
how to, or because
he doesn't want to. He doesn't know how to. And I personally, I said to the wife, you know what, next time when you're doing it, and he's there, ask him, tell him, baby,
communication.
That's exactly why I mentioned the word communication.
And that is not a crime.
Yeah, it's not a crime. At least you know you asked. Then after you asked and he didn't do it, then you know what else to do. Oh, money family, no? Try and talk to the family or so. So I think that's the best thing she can do. My own little advice. I think she just call him down, talk to him, and afterward, go come up there, but and
it's true, because there are some women will just keep quiet, and that is why I decided to start this show. If you're keeping quiet for your husband, you can come on the show. You can create a different account if you don't want to show your face. Just call on the show and tell us what is stressing you. What are the things you want your husband to do for you that is not doing? Because what you want might be wrong, so that we can talk about it and then we can learn from each other. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just crazy how divorce is a lot. Women are getting depressed. Women are dying. You just hear this person was alive and boom, she's dead. You know?
Sometimes, let me tell you, sis, sometimes it's not even about the death or hearing this person is dead or this person is dead. So many ladies, I know so many women that are already dead inside.
Oh, well,
yeah.
They are depressed.
I tell you, sis,
Because see,
and because they don't
sometimes
speak out. Some women, they don't speak out too. They are
and do you know why we don't speak
They
out? Do
pretend.
you know why we don't speak out? Because yeah, and you know why? Because sometimes you don't know who to trust. You
That
don't
is
know
why
who to
this show
talk
is
to.
here. That is why we need to talk so that others can hear. Because me now, since we started this show, sis, because you just joined, I've learned a lot. A lot of people have called in. I've learned a lot. You just said something that made so much sense to me, and I learned from it too. That you have to pet him, because me, I'm always like, why is my need to pet him? Why do I have to pet him so much just because I want him to help me? But now you just made it clear to me, and then you just taught me to just pet him to be able to get what I want. Hello. Hello, do you want to join? You have a you have a contribution? Hello. Hello. Oh, it's just a lot. It's a lot, especially abroad. A lot of women abroad are going through a lot because they have to go to work. They have to take care of the kids. They have to do all of that. And their husband don't want to help.
Not even easy. Most especially when you have more than, okay, when you have more than a child. It's not easy. It's not easy, I tell you. It's not easy. And doing it all by yourself is so stressful. But you know, there's nothing we can do. We still have to keep going. Right?
You were here when were you here when a lady said that I called her sometime last week, and that before I called, she just dropped her first child at the school. I think that her son is 4-year-old and she have another 1-year-old. That she just dropped her child in school, and that before I sent her a voice message, she was actually crying. She said she was just stressed out. She was in the car. She put her baby in the car seat. That she was just crying. That she was just crying. And that she asked herself, what is going on? She said the only answer she could give herself is that I need help. She said her husband go to medical school from 9 o'clock to 5, and then from 5 p.m. her husband will go to the library and come back home at 11 p.m.
Wow.
Why? Can't men also manage and know that my wife with the kids need me? Can't they manage their own time? Yes, the husband wants to go to school. Okay, go to school. Why don't you get a book from the library and bring it home and read? So should I die? Should I die because you want to go to school?
Complain about that to him. Did she actually mention that to the husband?
She said she called. She called on the show. She said yes. She said now she wants to go to the store. The kids are on holiday. She said she wants to go to store to buy food, and that she's already thinking. She has not even left. She's already thinking of how to put baby 1 inside the car seat. Go and carry baby 2, put baby 2 in the car seat, and then drive to the store. And then she might not even see a closer place to park, and that she will now need to go and get carts and put baby 1 in the cart and put baby 2 in the cart, and then be pushing the baby around. And I asked her, I said, why don't you leave the store for when your husband is around and let him stay at home with the baby while you go to the store?
Yes.
That was when she and her husband go to school and come back late at night.
Oh. My sister. It's not easy though.
But somebody called in, and you see, with this your call now and everything you said, I'm sure she must have picked one thing. She must have learned. Maybe she's the type that does not communicate with her husband. I'm sure she will learn now. And like Miss Bumi that called in earlier, she said, just pet him. Maybe your husband needs you to pet him. Maybe he's that type of person.
Please bear with me, my sweet husband. You know those kind of stuff now. Maybe you can change his mind. But to me, I don't think it's right though. I don't think it's right for her to go back to work at that stage. No, it's totally not fair. It's not fair to me. But at the same time, I'm not in their marriage. I'm not in their home. So I don't actually know what's really going on in their home. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I don't want to be like, I don't want to judge the husband that he is a bad person. And at the same time, I don't want to say the wife is actually a bad wife to or something. But I'm just trying to say, maybe the husband might not understand to that extent. Maybe he actually just wanted her to say something. Like you said it yourself, you said, okay, the husband asked her to get a job, and she actually did. And she went for 3 days and she stopped. Then the husband is going to think then she's fine with it. Oh, I don't know if I'm making a bit of sense.
Yes.
To me,
Yes,
the
because
thing that I actually give her is, try and call your husband. Obviously, he's not an animal. Try and talk to him. Babe, I can actually do this. I just gave birth to a baby. You don't expect me to go back to work after 8 months. I'm not fit enough for that. And to me, I think one way or the other, they might be able to sort some things out with that.
And let me say this quick. If you're still watching this show, you have learned to talk to your husband and just pet him and all of that. If your husband is that type of person that have strong head, that is just wicked,
Ask not said,
and that is just mean. If your husband is that kind of person that is just wicked, do your best and leave the rest. Don't kill yourself. That is the slogan of this show. I cannot come and die. Do the little you can and leave the rest. If you have little food in the house,
how you do the little, sis? Always keep in that, communicate, talk to him. Always find a way.
And if you talk to him, so men, if you talk, if when a woman is talking too much, that one alone is depression. That one alone is headache. That one alone is stress. Because even that husband is not a baby. He knows that he knows where a man knows when his wife he need help.
Some adults are babies. Some adults, they are babies. Don't mention the word.
So it's because they are mean. It's because they are just mean. They are baby because they don't want to. Because they don't want
some
to
of
do
them
it.
don't.
They know what to do. They just don't want to do it. And that is because even we, our time sorrow, we make that mistake. How many times have we called our brothers, our uncles, and tell them, brother, uncle, please take care of your wife, or your wife need help, or try to do this, so we don't do it as much. I think we need to do more of that, so that these things can go, it can just go on like that, because we have daughters too. We have sons, and our daughters will get married someday. So let us start calling our brothers. Hello, bros. Hello, aburo. Please take care of your wife. Or if she's doing this, maybe you should talk to her and try to help her the little you can. Something like that. And then the wife, if I do that to my brother, his wife should also do that to her own brother. And then before you know it, our men will learn. Some of them don't know. They were not brought up like that. They would learn.
I'm sorry, sis. You said something about calling your brother, telling them, oh, take care of your wife, take care of your, I always say something to my brother. I have to do that as well. I said something to my brother. I said, see, whichever way you try to treat other ladies or your wife, that's how I'm going to be treated where I'm going. So you don't want them to treat me bad. So you have to treat someone else not as good. It's as simple as that.
Simple. It's as simple.
Take care of your wife so someone else can take care of me as well. And I can remember vividly when there's this elder brother of mine that said, oh, he actually want to get married to a second wife. And we have to fight for the lady behind her. We said it to her, sorry, we're not accepting anybody else you're bringing to the home. Sometimes we ladies too, we have to, like they said, women fighting for women or something.
Yes.
That's like, so it doesn't have to be you don't have to do it in their presence. It might be behind them, like, oh, sorry, I'm not gonna accept this. So why are you trying to do it someone else's daughter? But I just pray Allah make it easy for all of us and grant us loads of knowledge, to hold this old thing called marriage. But I tell you, see, it's not going to be a day talk. It's not going to be a 2 day stock. It's not going to be a 3 day
Yes.
stock.
Yes.
We all keep learning every day,
Yes.
every blessed day, every blessed day. And I just pray Allah keeps our home and bless us all.
Yes.
You know, give us more wisdom and knowledge, and give us more power to be submissive to our husband.
Amen.
And
And for our husband to be submissive to us too.
you know, men are not loyal, so let's forget
That's
that
why we
part.
have
I don't want
to pray that God
conversation.
should give you the strength to be submissive. We should pray, because if your husband is submissive to you, he will help you in the house. He will take you out for dinner. He will help you. He will tell you, come and lay down, put your head on my lap. Let me rub your head. So we have to pray for that too.
I mean,
and we have to tell our mom. We have to tell our mom. We have to tell our moms that tell your son to take care of his wife. Tell your son to do this. Tell your son to do that, because parents don't do that. But for women, they tell us a lot. Do this to your husband. Take care of your husband. But they don't tell those men. That is why when their wife wants them to help them, they see it as, is she trying to turn me to slave or what? So we need to let us add that one to the prayer point.
And that's the part I said too. Sometimes you can't give what you don't have. You know, some I think that's going to be another topic some other day. Like sometimes we parents, when we're raising up the boys, like we always try to differentiate them, like, oh, you had a girl, you have to do more of the outros than your brother. Do you understand that? So I think it's one of the reasons too sometimes. Then then when the boy grows up, and he'd be like, oh no, these are things women should do. It shouldn't be a man's job. You should be the one doing the cleaning. You should be the one doing that. You should be, you know, like the lady you were saying that she can't even leave the child with her husband to go for shopping. Man, just for you to look after the baby while I go to the store to get what we all are going to eat. You know? So I think it's one of the things parents need to learn as well. While trying to train the boys, we should learn to, you know, let them know.
Tell them. We need to tell
them. Let them. Yeah. I've got a sister that joined the life recently. In fact, the way she normally trains the boy, she'll tell him, no, you are same as your sister. You have to do everything she's doing. If she's cooking, you have to cook as well. Don't say because she's a girl, then you are going to sit down while she'll be cooking for you. No, I'm not going to accept that. You both have to do it in my house. And you know, the little boy's growing with that. So are you telling me when he grows up, a kind of boy will be like, he's going to be be like that to the wife, like, oh, sorry, I can't do this because you're the woman. I can't do this because you're the wife. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But
yes.
God should just.
We should just.
For us.
The more we talk about women responsibilities, women duty, we should emphasize more on men's responsibilities also to their wives as they are getting married, as they are being happy. Not just to be happy that I'm finally going to marry this girl and she's going to take care of my house and she's going to cook for me and have my kids. We need to teach them their responsibilities too.
Yeah, you let them know from the start. That's why I said the word. Let them know what you can do and what you can't do. You don't have to pretend in the whole thing called relationship. Oh, sorry, babe, I'm coming to your house. So okay, sorry. Let me use this as an example. I remember when I was dating my husband. Then he was actually living in a shared apartment, and anytime I go to his place to spend some weekend, we always wash his clothes together. I'm not going to be the only one doing it. He's going to be there as well. Do you understand? While I'm doing the washing, he'll be the one doing the, you know,
he's getting used to it.
Yeah. So that kind of a man, I won't get married to you and you tell me sorry. You can't help me with the baby. No. Where can I see this friend? I am, man. Yeah. And all she might check out will be written to look old. That's how we get, we look more old. Yeah.
That's why.
And you see this men, they keep looking younger and younger and younger every day.
That's why.
So we just have to,
That's why.
take a break when you're tired, you know. Let them know, oh babe, can you help me with this? Honey, please, can you help the kids with this? I'm just a bit tired. I think I need to take a nap for 5 minutes. Babe, can you do this for me, please? You know, obviously there are times that even if you want to say no, but because you said please, and the way you said it, you'll be so ashamed to do it. You'll be so ashamed to do it. Ọkọ mi mo ṣáà ti bẹ̀ ẹ́, ṣebí mò ń bẹ̀ ẹ́ ni. You know, things like that. He's going to do it when he's done honeymoon. I don't know later of his brother.
I've learned a lot. From your contribution.
Sometimes they just want to be like I'm the one in control. Like I'm the husband. You have to respect me.
Yes.
Just use the word please. Let me know. Oh, you respected me as the husband. That's what they want. I tell you.
So I've learned from your contribution. I've learned that women should speak up. Communication is key. And just learn to say please, you know.
Yeah.
Learn to say please, and then I will repeat it. Our slogan on this show is I cannot come and die. If you have tried as a woman, if you have tried, if you have talked to your husband, if you have asked for help, if you have said please, if you have you know that you've done your part, and it's just that. Ignore him. You cannot ignore him forever, but ignore him to the extent that he might change. And if he doesn't, when you're tired, then your mind will tell you what to do. You know? So don't kill yourself. Enough of women. The purpose of this show is to just help ourselves so that enough of women getting depressed, having headache, being stressed out, looking older than their age, you know? Things like that. That is the purpose of this show, so that we can speak out and just learn from each other. If you have a child and you have a husband and you expect him to help you and he's not helping you, communication. A lot of people have called on this show and they have tell us how to communicate. And I've said my own. Me, I'm the type, I will not tell you please, because I expect you to know what to do, because we are in it together and you are my husband. But on this show today, I've learned that I should just say please. And that please doesn't mean that I'm petting him. That please is just telling him, shame on you. You don't know what to do when you're supposed to do it. Child, please help us take care of the baby. And if you are a wife, don't try to do too much. Don't try. The lesson for today, because we are almost rounding up. The show starts at 12. It's 12 to 3. So if you are the type that you are the type of wife that you do everything by yourself, stop doing it. Stop it. Just reduce. Do your best and leave the rest. Don't do too much. And God will help us. And then next week, the show is every Monday, sis. It's every Monday at 12 p.m. American time. So the next topic will be announced, and I just hope we can. I mean, a lot of people have called in today. Oh, hey, I've learned a lot. A lot of people have said their story. We have cried. Me personally, have cried today because I got emotional. I got emotional. So hopefully by next week we'll come up with another topic, another problem that women might be facing, and we don't have help, and we cannot tell our friends about it, and then we will learn from each other. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling on the show. I appreciate you, sis. I've learned from you.
All right.
Even though some things I did not agree with you, but I've learned some things.
Like what? Like what?
I've learned
like
what now. Shebi is just to pet them. You said something. You said we should pray. We should pray for God to teach us. Why don't we pray for the men also, for God to help? Let them know when to help us and when we need help.
When you're praying for yourself, to pray for them.
You pray
as well.
for them too.
And that's
don't just pray.
Yes. Mostly the women are always the warrior of the house. You're the soldier, so you always have to pray.
Because that kills marriage. I love my husband. If I'm working too much and I'm stressed out and he's not helping me, I will grow out of love for him. And I love him. I want to be with him. That is why I have to let him know. Hey.
Yeah. That's where communicate. That's where the past communication chip in. Like, oh babe, I'm tired. You know what? This whole thing is stressing me out. Can you help? You know, can you help me a bit about it? You know, even if it's just to take the kids out, at least let me have a break. Let me have a nap of 5 minutes.
Amen. Yeah, you have. Men, can you hear? Women need help. Women need rest. somebody said something. Somebody said something when we first started the show. When we asked what are the things that stress you out as a mom and as a wife, she said, just thinking about what to eat alone stresses her out. And when she asks her husband will tell her, you are the woman now, you should know what to cook. She said that alone stresses her out. So it's just for these men to know that women are always stressed out because we have a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah, I get you.
I
mean, yeah.
Thank you, everyone. If you're still watching, the show starts at 12 every Monday at 12 o'clock to 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. American time. And the show, the name of the show is Set Women Free. It's time for us to set ourselves free. And how do we set ourselves free? Is by opening up, saying your truth, telling your story. You don't have to divorce your husband because he's not helping you. If there's something that you don't like about him, you might be wrong. You might be asking for the wrong thing. That is why you need to speak up. And you don't want to tell your friends because you don't want them to use it against you. And sometimes I don't even want to tell my mom because I already know what to expect. I already know what she's going to tell me. She's going to tell me, you are married, you have to manage it. Sometimes I don't need to hear that. So that is why that is why I decided to start this show. So that women can come together, we can talk. And I want to thank everybody that have called in. And me personally, I've learned a lot. I've learned to be calm. And I've learned to say please to my husband. Because sometimes if my husband go to pick my child from school, our child, I don't tell him thank you. Because I just see it as responsibility and only. That's your child. I don't tell him thank you. But on this show today, I have learned. A lot of women have called in. And I've learned that, okay, so men like to be pets. Okay, we'll pet them. But if I now pet you and you don't pet me back, that will not be nice. Because women, we're very tender. And we work so much. And we do a lot. We just need our men to help us. Just help your wife. Help her with chores in the house. That alone, that woman will love you forever. She will not grow out of love for you. She can die for you. Because women are doing a lot. We are the mom. We are your mommy. We take care of you. We cook for you. We take care of the kids. We do all of these things. And at the end of the day, we're tired. You still want to sleep with us. And we can't say no. So it's tiring, it's stressful, it's a lot. So please, women, let us learn to talk. Let us learn to, let's just learn to communicate. Some people are just joining the show, and the show is about to end. So basically, again, the show the title of this show is Set Women Free. Let us set ourselves free by talking. If you're married, what are those things that is stressing you out? And you cannot tell your friends. You can't even tell your mom. Because your mom will keep telling you, you have to go and be patient. It's marriage. Be patient. Everything is not being patient. We need somebody to tell us that. Is your husband? Talk to him. Is your husband? Show him pepper. We need to hear that. Why can't I show my husband pepper? Because I'm scared he's going to divorce me. No. Every pepper showing your husband does not lead to divorce. Show him some pepper so that he can understand that you need help. So that he can understand that you're dying. So that is what this show is about. For women to come online and let's just talk. Let's just chat about what are the things that is stressing us up. What is it? The husband trouble? Is it the husband-family trouble? Next week topic is going to be much more interesting. And I hope to see you there. Thank you so much. Same time every Monday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Thank you. Bye-bye.